from tech as well. So not a single name. Oh wait, I lied. There is one. Akamai Technologies downside 0.78. Otherwise, not a single name in negative territory in the tech group so far this afternoon. Yeah, Broadcom with a really nice day. Better part of 5.5%, but it's been about the semiconductors basically all afternoon, leading the charge to the upside here. Now more than a full percent for the NASDAQ. I'll show you that in a sec, actually. 2.5 here for ON Semi. Intel still having a nice day, 4.5 to the upside as well. Software names also, Oracle running into earnings. Adobe coming off a huge week last week as well. Back to the upside we go. For Adobe, hardware equipment lagging a little bit, but still positive overall. I want to mention CCL here. If you remember, JP Morgan this morning with a positive note on the whole group, but they kind of pointed to Carnival specifically as the leader, 13.2. NCLH, Norwegian, 7.5% to the upside. Rest of the casinos, some of the hotels and airlines also benefiting. Consumer durable names, some toy makers in there having a nice day. It's just the banks right now offsetting things to the downside. NASDAQ announcing an acquisition this morning of a smaller software firm. That was the negativity around NDAQ. Energy names are under pressure. Real estate and consumer staples as well, downside a little bit. We just ticked back below 0.5%, but still really nice afternoon shaping up, and all because of, I'll flip this over to the NDX, and we'll have a look at tech as well, as I said, leading the way right from the word go so far. Now it's going to take its time and not load, of course. But it's been tech, and it's been leading all afternoon. Here we go. Outside of some consumer staple names and utility and energy names that are also within the NASDAQ, you can see semiconductors, software services, and consumer discretionary. Yeah, Airbnb up 5.2% right now. eBay 1% to the downside. As I mentioned, some other names struggling a little bit, but worth noting, Rivian coming out. Here's all the electric vehicle names jumping off the page here. Lucid, Tesla, and Rivian. There's Rivian. 1.3% coming out of the NASDAQ 100 in favor of ON Semi. So that's going to come up. I think it was June 20th I saw this morning that is going to happen. So we'll touch on that a little bit closer. Ton to come, not only the remainder of this afternoon, but also the remainder of the week. Obviously, CPI tomorrow. We get the Fed coming up this week. We're going to have Danielle Shea come through this afternoon, give us her take on what to watch as far as maybe trade setups going into what's going to be a jam-packed week, to say the least. We were discussing semi stocks to get things going this morning. If you were with us in the pre-market, we touched on AMD. We touched on a few other names as far as what was strong, what was lagging a little bit. Intel was one of those, but not so much anymore, guys. Give me your thoughts on what happened here as far as semis are concerned this afternoon.
Oh, it's as if I didn't have my mic on already.
And Sean gets his mic on. Where was the mic's not on? We usually get the warning.
We get the harassment.
No,
Get your damn mic on.
we'll sit there and it's like, we'll be talking to each other, having
Yeah,
fun,
coffee.
like that. But what's going on in Semiland? So tomorrow, AMD event. AMD right now. I had a breakout. What? Oh, that's right. That's hilarious. I was just talking about toggling the mute button.
Yeah.
And then I didn't just pick it.
I
actually did mute it just now.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
No, but I just
Every
muted it.
show.
I just muted it when I was talking about that. That's freaking hilarious. So AMD's up 2%. Here's the long and short of it. AMD's up 2%. They have the event tomorrow, but it was a failed breakout this morning.
AMD sucks.
Big time gap to the upside. I tried to break out a couple of times above.
No
they
chill.
don't suck, but it
No
did
chill.
suck. No, but
worst stock ever.
It's not the worst stock ever, but it was a fail break. And the break looked like it could be juicy. The 52-week high was in play. You had a chance to be long in front of that. It broke out. I just come to my chart for a second, and we can show gapping upside, breaking out 129, breaking out 130. Then it gets not quite to the 52-week high, which is 130.79, I want to say. I'm pretty sure about that. So it got shy of that by 30 cents or so, and then quadrunked to the downside. So a bit of a frustration there for AMD. That was my only trade on AMD.
Ready?
I have traded NVIDIA a little bit on one short that I just got wicked out of. So I got wicked out of this trade here on VWAP on NVIDIA. I should be getting back to the short NVIDIA. This is relatively weak. The short's probably more to like 390. But are we
Yeah,
We're making the announcement.
No, but I just didn't know if there was. Okay, so we've talked about some very, very exciting news here. Personally, this has been a little long overdue. We're very, very happy to announce that we're having some changes to the midday show. And guess who's back? It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. Prad. Yo, what's going on, Prad? Prad will be back doing the midday show again with Sharif. It's going to be Prad and Max.
That's right.
The only problem is that better never say Trader TV Live Risk Management Department.
I'll make sure that we never get to that point. I'm very happy to be back on the show, and it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun. I think tomorrow?
Tomorrow, right away.
Yeah,
right away.
It's going to be tomorrow, 12:30 to 2 o'clock. You on.
See you guys tomorrow.
Full-time position.
Yes.
You guys heard it here, right here on the close. See you tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Have fun on the close show. I'm going to go hit the sauna.
Some taxes. Start paying some taxes to the
Always pay your
government
taxes,
right there.
man. Death
So
and
there it
taxes.
is. So there we go. The chat blowing up as we thought. It is Prad. Guess who's back?
Back again.
Pradley's back.
Tell a
Please
friend.
tell all your friends, because the reason why he's back is he's done obviously an amazing job. He's honed up his trading. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. So Prad is back after some hiatus. So we're really proud for that and really happy to make that announcement. So there it is, man. Prad and Sharif and Max.
Yes.
The only problem is, these guys are, mate.
The young cats are
Coming
just
after
taking
us.
over.
They're coming after us.
Oh, I guess Sharif's not really. He's our age.
Yeah, Sharif just looks.
He just looked like Sharif just looks young.
Yeah. I've never seen a 58-year-old look as good as Sharif does.
It's true, man.
You know what I
It's
mean?
So
So
true.
I mean, shout out to Sharif.
That's-
Man, this is what happens when you don't have kids.
Well, that's what
Glad
happens
you
when
like
you
it.
eat ostrich eggs, apparently, too. Did you hear this?
The Prad GPT is back in the building.
Oh, the other.
Oh,
okay, so
shit,
the other
that's
announcement
right.
is, remember we told you there was something coming for after 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, we're also going to have a post-market show hosted by
Introducing
none
our new
other
host of
than
the post-market
Brad.
show. Let's go, Brad. Let's go. He's going to be there after 4 o'clock. Obviously, a lot of you have seen this guy on Twitch and all that stuff this guy's representing. The thing about this show is we know this man has the heart and the game to do this. So that's, for me, what it's all about. It's about the passion. He kept doing it on his own, so he's part of our team and hopefully forever this time. So
You're not going anywhere, brother. We keep knocking
And he's
these.
even picking up these bulls for
Now
us.
the
So
market's going to fall because we keep knocking the
if you
bulls
didn't
over.
like Prad before, well, now he's back twice.
Yes.
So,
Well, you love him now.
Now that's a problem. So let's go. What's up, Boink Gang and everybody else right there? Look, we wouldn't be Trader TV Live for the people. This show is run by the people for the people.
Yes.
So we are men of the people.
By
And
Bo
we
BP,
bring
I don't know
back what they want. So we're really proud and happy to make that announcement. Not only that, Brendan and Sharif, we popping bottles today too.
That's right. Where is it?
Pop
Whoa, why
champagne.
isn't it on
Yeah,
ice?
First
Whoa,
of all,
that needs to be chilling
where
already,
is that?
Brendan. Brendan,
Brendan's got
we
it,
don't
show
drink
it.
warm champagne. We don't drink warm champagne.
No, I do.
Well,
I do. I drink warm champagne. I
but
drink
like
all kinds
the
of
day
champagne.
after, maybe. The day, like
Yes,
you know,
we're
like,
having champagne, bro.
On
This
January
is
1st.
400,000.
Yeah, 400,000 subs.
Come on, man. Like, I know I wasn't here Friday.
Well, we saved,
Alcohol on
we
a Monday,
saved
yeah.
it because
We're
we
not
didn't
gonna
want to
get
pop the
blitzed.
bottle without
We're
Sean
not-
here. That's why.
We
Who's
ain't
not gonna
getting
get blitzed?
blitzed.
Who's not getting blitzed?
You or me.
Baseball. My daughter's baseball was canceled.
Baseball.
Why is CRM?
Sharif, leave CRM out of
CRM
this.
has
we're,
the event.
we're talking about
CRM
booze.
has their event today. That's
Ah,
why.
right. AMD ripping.
Oh, come on, load.
Did Luca
PC
die?
load
No,
better.
Luca's in the
No,
freezer.
Luca. What?
What? I don't know. Put it. Oh, put
Happy
it in the
birthday,
freezer.
Luca. Why is this not going to
I thought
CRM?
someone said Luca was in the freezer. No, he's not. He's not swimming with fishes. No.
Ooh, I guess
He
they
organizes
don't like
that
the event
stuff.
here.
Yeah. So shout out to that. Look, we're just really happy to make that announcement. But then Prad's gone to the sauna now. Like, so I don't know what he's doing. But that's what it's all
That's
about.
oddly random. We went to the
Yeah, I want to
sauna.
give big shout out, by the way, Yannick and Obi and Parsa, all absolutely fantastic. And they're going to be having like the Arun rule now. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, here we go.
There, that's
This
what I'm
is
talking.
freezing. You can tell. Look, you can
Oh.
tell by the. You can see the.
Yeah, we're not getting crunk today. Okay, that's what's happening.
This is what's happening.
We have any glasses
We're
already?
back. Glasses.
Or
I got
cups?
a glass right here. This
Like,
is
I
what
mean,
I'm
a
doing.
cup. We probably need cups or something. That would help
Neil,
too.
chill. We have a fully equipped kitchen.
We have.
You just worry about your mic being turned on, okay?
Don't worry,
We'll worry
I'm,
about everything else.
I'm muting my mic until I get a glass.
No,
of
we can.
champagne.
Hey, we can use these water bottles.
Yeah, we could fill the water
I don't
bottles
know.
with champagne.
I don't know.
I didn't even fill my water bottle either. What am I doing?
Well, we've got-
CRM is tanking, by the
We've
way.
got the
down $2,
Veuve
by the
here.
way.
We ain't worried about glasses, okay? We'll get it all figured out.
Just take it to the head.
The only thing is I'm a little bit worried about this being here because I'm going to be elbowing it. Okay, as this is going on, any talk on CRM right there?
I know the event's on. I'm not really seeing anything because the dudes I'm following aren't really saying anything about the CRM. I know they had their event today. It was like their AI, yada, 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 whatever. But this is now absolutely shellacking to the downside, not what you want to see. Obviously, I own shares of the stock, but it's for the long term.
Yeah, I sold some.
Friday's lower high was 213, so maybe have a look at that. If this continues to come in. Once we get some headlines, we'll let you guys know. I only had 2 positions. That Amazon break that went all of 10 cents.
That was good, eh?
It's...
Just kind of joking on that.
No,
yeah.
I mean, the Amazon break is the stupidest break ever. Like, it's literally gone 10 cents. It's breaking 126 and won't go. But the market's at the high, so we'll give it a chance. Brendan?
Yep.
Our eyes out here, guys. Remember, in the pre-market, they came out with essentially everything they were going to announce at this event that started at 1:30. So maybe just a sell the news type of event. I'm not seeing anything in addition to what we learned in the pre-market. AI Cloud has been announced. Einstein GPT Trust Layer has been announced. But these were all things that we discussed or that were released in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. A big move down now, breaking through yesterday's close. It was Friday's close was at 215.25 level, Brendo. We just went red on the day now, half a point. We'll keep you updated. I'm not seeing anything yet either.
All right. Speaking of what we were discussing in the morning, NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto also on the watch list this morning on the board. Here's NIO actually having a really nice day. Back to basically session highs here. It was actually XPeng that was setting up to be the most or the stronger of the group in the pre-market, but you can see just kind of hanging out here. It looks like a buyout, in fact, right now at $10. There's a forever buyer, I guess, at $10 for XPeng.
Yeah, that was something that I saw on the midday show. That 10 level was quite obvious, and it continues to be. Someone's obviously buying there, but from a bigger picture perspective, we were talking about these two. We were talking about how the focus here by XPeng is on SUVs, what's selling in the market currently, while NIO continues to sell 2-to-1 in favor of sedans. They're also having a bit of an identity crisis, Brendo. They're not sure who they are with these price cuts. Are they luxury or are they discount? What are they?
It was maybe luxury. It was all about the G6 announcement, and it's not a plane, it's a car, sadly. 25,000 pre-orders of their G6 model, guys, reservations anyways, in the first 3 days, which was higher than expected.
Oddly enough, it's got out of Amazon. It's now failed that break in my estimation. But I didn't trade XPeng or NIO. We were looking at this morning. I mean, to me, I definitely like the breakout on CCL a little bit better. But XPeng, you just couldn't have gone wrong taking the top end break. Whether you liked $10 or whether you liked the pre-market high, it was ridiculous. You're doing that thing right now where, quite frankly, it's at $10, and this is what we call barcoding. It has not moved outside of this couple of cent range in the last half an hour, but it's Chinese ADR. So I feel like this one's falling asleep. It could break in either direction. I suppose you almost don't care. Consolidation this long, I mean, breaking either direction is probably pretty good. NIO a little bit more active, but not much. It's above VWAP, trying to play some catch up here, up 9.5%. If this one takes out the high, I could see $9. But both of these names have fallen asleep in the afternoon like they do, because that's what happens when the Chinese ADRs hit about 1:30 to 2 o'clock. They tend to slow down. I've never seen a stock up that much, though, with that kind of a barcode on XPeng. Like, I'd be surprised if it just sat here forever.
It started barcode early. What time was that? The first barcode.
This one is like at 10 o'clock, 10:10.
That was
so
weird.
it really likes this $10 level. It would just be nice if it traded away from the $10 level.
See ya. I did want to bring this up. We got a super chat for $10. Thank you to Long This. Happy birthday, Luca. I doubt it's his birthday, but if it is happy birthday, Luca, he would have been 31 today. As far as I know, Luca is still around.
He's still alive.
So we're just joking about him swimming with the fish. He is not. And if he is, he's probably in Bermuda or something like that, swimming himself with the fish. So
he's 1,000 years old because every day is his birthday. That's the problem.
Right. That's around here, it seems like
every day is his birthday.
Anyways. All right, what do you want to talk about? We didn't even talk about the chips, did we? I mean, or we did.
Well, very briefly.
We talked about CRM, and then we made the Pratt announcement.
Oh, yeah, CRM.
Okay, so let's just go back over here quickly to Intel, because I don't have much to talk about Chinese EVs. I don't have any plays on that one. Intel was a banger for me early. It's actually my #1 stock today. We've talked about that. It was really great early. We wound up getting it out right there at 32.70, which was a huge mistake because it went to 33.30. Like, geez, what's up with that? And then we get a what? Shout out to Brian Shannon. What's up, my guy? Right there with VWAP. This ain't anchored VWAP because, quite frankly, we don't have that in our system, and I don't know if I'd use it anyways. But VWAP right there, nice take. We took it when it dropped back in. It really hasn't been doing much. You want to talk about a little bit of barcode action, but hey, we'll take it. It's a dime in. We just keep getting it out. And if it does go back up to 33, we like. And then why I said AMD was the absolute worst stock ever is because I've just had to sit through this, which is ridiculous. It takes one. Here we got smoked early. That's what it was. You were talking about it, and then we did the Pratt thing. So I got smoked early because we took 50 cents there. Would have loved to get it all out, but then it drops all the way down. And it was right here. That's where we lost it all because we took the average in at VWAP. Then we got out once it broke VWAP, and that was even 50 cents later, so that was yuck. Then we were able to get some longs, which was okay, until eventually they broke, so putting us still negative on the stock. That was keystroke error. Then we got in here once it broke 128, and when it broke 128, it immediately went down 40 cents. And that's where we've just sort of been picking it up off the bottom here and just getting it out at 128. Now we're falling back down, but I'm happy to say we only have a third left. So hopefully we can get another reload around this area. But honestly, man, I don't really trust AMD as far as I can throw it, which today isn't very far. Like, I'm surprised it's still up 2.3%. It feels like it's really weak to me, but again, I just haven't been long at the right times. Long when it broke down there and just really missed these bottoms. So it's actually down off open, right? It opened up right here, 128.65. So it opened up in this area, and where we are right now, I'd love for it to get back to 128.65. AMD is still down at least $1 from the open.
And let's go to Amazon. Another one having a really nice day today, coming off this B of A upgrade this morning. And positive note, pointing to 25% or so to the upside. Still to go here for Amazon. What was it? Growing margins, they think, are coming still for Amazon.
They're going to use more robots and more AI to streamline things at their processing plants. So we kind of knew that was already going to be the case. They had kind of innovated in this direction to begin with. But technically speaking, let's look at the chart. The local high here is 127.50. We're currently, our high is 126.21. Further out, when you look at what that break means, we're looking then maybe here in the 137 area. So lots of upside potential still on this one, Brendo.
We are running out of steam, however, above that high from Friday currently. 125.80 over here. Still, nice day though, 2%.
It's just, I haven't had the best luck going long in the stock, which is crazy because it's an upward trend. Like, my best trade was actually shorting 125 and then just fighting the long breaks and consolidations. And I'll have it, it'll start going, I'll have a tight stop, and I'm not picking it up at VWAP. You had 2 chances to get this at VWAP for the long trade, and those are the easier ones to hang on to. I had the 126 break. I did get at least some out that first, 10 cents, because that's all it moved. I got stopped out, and it's still holding. Maybe this just needs to, maybe the market needs to hold above this 14.7 a bit longer and break back out, because this is running out of steam. It's trending upside, but it's been a tricky hold. But there's so much room. If you go back to last week, I'm looking back and I'm saying, well, okay, 127 half or so. Why shouldn't we grind up to that level if the market wants to keep taking highs? So I'll likely keep taking some pot shots at this one to the long side. Don't really want to have it short. There's other names out there that seem like they're weaker. But every time I get out, I'm like, I should have just stayed in this thing on Amazon. Been tricky, despite the fact that it's a pretty nice trend to the upside on Amazon. Watch out for that 127. Obviously, last week had some trouble at that price.
All right, and we have another announcement to make, and here it comes right here.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
There you go. Just make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes,
that's the announcement. It's not a big
one.
announcement. It's not like the past announcements, where if you're just joining us for the first time, we like to announce, might as well do it again, that Prad will be back with us full time now on the midday show from 12:30 to 2 o'clock. So we're going to hit the siren for that one again. And that was, really glad to have him back on. And then he'll also be hosting kind of like a podcast kind of style after 4 o'clock. So he'll be going over some of the earnings plays, that we cut the show and it's like, okay, well, what are the earnings?
We find
so
out.
now we can talk about some charting and things like that.
Go over like
Pratt.
trade journal, like, okay,
Something
well,
like that.
you know,
Yeah.
how did the day go? What did you learn? Like, what are we looking forward
Yep.
to? I think it'll be great, and you guys will be able to interact as always.
Pradcast. Yes, a Pradcast.
Pradcast.
Not a
I like
podcast.
Pradcast.
Pradcast.
It is hard sitting next to a bottle of champagne and not having it.
Well, I just
But
said, like,
it's-
when do we?
well, okay, so
The
we
thing
have.
is, if we put out a poll, everyone's
Dan-
gonna
yeah,
want
no,
us
they're
to
gonna want us to
drink
drink
it
now.
almost immediately.
we
Well,
have Danielle. We have Danielle Shea coming in.
Yeah, we have
20
Danielle
minutes
Shea
or
coming
so.
on at 2:45. How about after Danielle
After.
Shea?
I was
So
gonna say,
okay,
that makes sense.
So bottles getting popped at 3:15, Brendo. After Danielle Shea, we'll have some drinks. We'll trade much better, and then that will happen. So,
We'll see about that.
well, I think we will. I think we will.
CRM really did get.
Pop that bottle. So right, that's right. So who's getting replaced? Absolutely nobody. So we had the midday show will be Max, followed by Prad, and that's that. So that's the midday show with Sharif. Sharif's still going to be hosting.
Yeah,
it.
nothing changes there. We were filling in
And
out
then,
of almost necessity.
Right, and we spoke to Yannick, Obi, and Parsa, who will be doing the spot fill-ins for all of us. So thank you to those guys for now as well, and we're really super, super excited. You know, we just need Sharif to up his game a little bit, and then
Shots fired.
Just
keep cracking those ostrich eggs, and you'll have the
I'm
power right there.
reloaded. Yeah, so we got the hosts reloaded just to shoot them down again. So no, we're really excited, man. We're really super excited, and part of that comes from everybody, right? We saw the love that Prad kept getting. So,
Every day.
He's
Every
back
day.
on. He's very dedicated to this craft as well. So thanks to Prad and everybody that's been helping us out. Fabian, Alfredo on the board. Miss Katrina, of course, is always killing it. So, yeah, really happy. And over to the staple himself. It's the franchise. That's his new nickname.
The franchise?
The franchise. Brendan's new nickname is the
He
franchise.
doesn't know who that is, though. That's the thing.
It doesn't matter. We have the professor and the franchise. You like that? You like that, Sharif? Okay. Then we just need stuff for ourselves.
You should have
It's
an
the
and
franchise
one
over
nickname.
there. Let's go, Brendo.
You made me completely lose my train of thought, by the way, but that's okay. Let's continue along here. Palantir obviously having a very yeah, exactly. Palantir having a very nice afternoon and a very nice day after this note comes through from Bank of America. I mean, we did fade the initial gap, but I mean, still positive. They're going to be, yes, you read it right, one of the most dominant generative AI providers, according to Bank of America with an upgrade today.
And there's a reason for that, Brendo, because they've worked so closely with government organizations in the past. Privacy and compliance are part of the utmost important considerations that they take into account when formulating their software. So it goes with privacy and security being two fundamental pillars for the upcoming future for AI. They're going to really stand to benefit from that because they're already leading in that industry. So that's the pitch.
It's amazing how, if you go back to their last earnings report, a lot of these same analysts were talking about how no one really understands what they do and how they do it and where it comes from, and they have government contracts with everyone. And now here we are hearing about them leading the way now, guys, as far as AI is concerned. Back to 1550 here.
So I haven't traded Palantir, but I'm probably about to take a hit on CRM. Just very quickly, because CRM got down to 213, not to change the subject, but CRM, the afternoon low was, on Friday was 213. Just huadunked into 213, wicked underneath, made a wick bottom, and then I got into the long. So we'll see if it can hold this bottom. The bottom is 212.86. I want to get some scalped out in front of 214 as well. So they have their event going on, and they're definitely selling the news here. Palantir, I didn't make a trade on Palantir, and I think the reason for that was it just didn't quite. Oh, now it doesn't want to load my daily. Okay, so the 15-minute will have to do here. The only trade would have been to have shorted the 16 level. At that time, I was looking at a couple of other names up at the top, but the 16 short was the only trade. And there goes CRM. It just retook the low, so I'll take the 25-cent hit there. Try to pick a bottom on that one as it continues to flush. But Palantir's had a pretty solid day of holding the bottom again. And that 16 break, I think if it gets there a third time, we look for the breakout at that level. It's now rejected 16 twice, with this one being a wick above, like it broke 16 even, and then flushed back in. That's a great looking short because it gave you a second chance at it up there. If we see it a third time, you're probably trying to fill in that 16-17 gap, where much of the same thing happened at 17, where it wicked that high. but it wasn't on my radar as thinking of a mover. If you had it, you probably either had a breakout right away at the open or a fade at 16 even, and that 16 is where my focus will be for the rest of the week on Palantir.
Yeah, so I was just looking at Disney. They're not doing anything. Maybe possibly going long. Okay, so Palantir was not this. Was more of this today. Although I really like Palantir, the problem is that when it came in, it just like that was the break that we took. We took the 16 break. We talked about it that we actually wanted this longer around 1550 right where it opened up, but we missed it. Went all the way up, and then we took the break, and then this part's actually. It's really not that, it's actually not that bad, just the fact that it failed there, so we wound up getting out at 85, let it come all the way back down, take a VWAP trade, and then get the rest out there. So it was really just in this little area that was the problem, but then we averaged it back here at the 50 period, then we got a really low tick there at 1551, which brought it all the way back to 16. So, you know, there's a dump down, there's the move back up, so it's not that bad. And then one last try at the 200 period right here at 1550, which did not hold. So that's why we sort of do the hot dog cannon early, because it was a great break through 16, and a lot of traders had this early. Unfortunately, we took the break, which we should never have done. But again, it was at 9:45, so I'm not going to look back and be too upset with it. But yeah, not doing too much. Palantir today, not as strong as maybe it seems, up 3.5%. It's just, you know, kind of just right back to where we opened, right? So Palantir opened up down here, 1540, and it's kind of just hovering at that same spot. So I still like it. Obviously, it's got to get above here. I'm not really touching this thing until we get near the day's low and I can play off of something. So either 1550 or in here 1540 for the long in PLTR. But for me, that's a pretty good stay away right now. Much more luck with Sofi today. It's not on the board. Let's go to CRM, and then we'll talk about Sofi. We're 25 cents in the money right now.
Our eyes open here, but nothing in addition, as we said, to kick things off. From what we learned this morning, as far as headlines that came through, their cloud product was launched. They were talking about a new security product when it comes to AI as well, but a ton of new products coming from Salesforce today in this announcement. Again, most of it came at 8:30. I was still watching Palantir there. There was a volume spike, but back to the downside in a huge way here. You have the chart there for CRM.
Yeah, and breaking through major technical levels here, Brendo. The first was going red on the day, breaking through 215.31. And then the second here was breaking through this trough here that we made on Friday. That was at 213.5-ish. We've got a 212.25 low, Brendo. I see that we did a little bit of action at 210 on Friday, so I'll be looking there for a possible bottom.
Neil is also currently looking for a possible bottom on CRM.
Just once, but I will be looking for it again. Once you've already fallen this far, I don't really favor looking for the short down here on flash. It's not flash news, but you know what's up. Like it basically is.
Kind of
right? Like
is.
it's they're selling the news event that's on right now, and nothing has come new. So you just want to play off price action. If we get down to 210, I would think that it could break 210 and maybe find a bottom somewhere between 9 and 10. That's certainly possible based on where this traded on Thursday and Friday. But if it makes another leg down, that's what I'll be looking for. Hard to want to short that bottom on CRM. And what a crazy round trip it's been. I did have the breakout this morning. I didn't give it a lot of room. I just gave it like 50 cents, and that was not nearly enough. It got to 220 there, so that should have worked out, but didn't. Had an itchy trigger finger to get out of that breakout when it didn't go right away, because like some breaks, they work pretty much instantly, and other ones, you know, like that, like it just, I wanted to do what CCL did or what Intel did when they broke. It just was never against you. That was not CRM this morning. Maybe that was a sign of things to come. CCL not really doing anything, but it's more about the fact that when a breakout breaks at 9:30, you just want it to work. Like right away, never have any doubt in mind with it. But this market does seem like it's slowing down here. Like the NASDAQ is running into a little, that's the ES, the NASDAQ running into a little resistance above 14.7. If we start really breaking down this even level, I think the shorts can come into play. I just have a Rivian short off the 14 and VWAP. I can mention that here. Rivian coming out of the NASDAQ 100 for ON Semi. Brennan said the date, and now I already forget it. Brennan, he'll tell me the date, and I'll remember when it's going to. He'll tell me, and I'll let you guys know. But the 50 period has been holding on Rivian. I'm looking for that to break. I had it this morning when it was breaking, stopped out just above. rounded into a short at the high. That started to work. This ended up being a winning trade, but ended up stopping out the last of it. Then we broke down again, and I shorted the curl on this breakdown at 14.10, and now I'm sitting in it. Haven't really gotten anything out till it goes 1-to-1, which will be just in front of 1390, and then 80s, and then 70s, and then we'll see how far it can go. This would benefit by the market coming back in here. Oh, and speaking of EVs, Tesla and 250 is still going to be a thing. I still have that wick, which I will try to get rid of. But we touched 250 almost exactly, 249.94 this morning on Tesla. I think that was a real wick, at least as far as I can tell, and we're grinding back toward that high. So 250 break on Tesla could be in the cards. I'm not saying it gets there, but I want it if it does.
Yeah, for sure. What's grinding upside now is AMD. I mean, AMD finally, man. Now we can do some hot dog cannons. You guys want the more hot dog guns, so there they are right now. If you're in the audience, watch out. You got hot dogs coming out your face right now. 128.20 now for AMD. Finally starting to go up to the upside. Obviously, we have too many outs at VWAP there, but VWAP was still a profitable trade because we were buying it back in the 60s there. So I think the average price was around 78, 79. We just got one piece out at 08. Unfortunately, we're waiting for a little bit higher than that. Let's see how far did AMD get today? Well, we know about that trade, but how far did it get around here? Okay, 60s, 70s, 80s. So we still do have some potentially more upside there in AMD, but we are getting very close to being out of this position right now. So if you are watching, stay tuned with that one. Intel, nice upside as well, and we're getting out of that. That's been my number one trade of the day today has been Intel. We play that one like a glove as well because we bought that one right off VWAP, and that's been traded out pretty well. We'll hold that for the rest of the day now as well as we get ready to have Danielle Shea come on and talk a little bit more about these longs. And there we go. Hopefully the market will just keep extending out. And here we go. Oh, we just got another out. We just got another. Did I just say another out?
Another one.
Okay.
Another one.
Okay, DJ.
Another one.
Well, just say it once, bro.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All the way up to the upside there. 14.9 coming through right here on the NQ. So we just got another one out, and that was Intel. It's too many. That was just kind of a joke because I didn't actually realize we had an 80 fill. We're going to wait for some 90s up there, hopefully get some upside. But did I just hear we're going to Brendo? Let's go over to Brendo quickly.
Yes, sir.
I believe.
Quickly, guys, yeah, we'll wrap things up here. The rundown brought to you by Trade Ideas. As always, real-time scanning and alerting used on this desk by everyone you see on the show. See what's moving in the moment with our friends over at Trade Ideas. Check the link in the description or bottom right corner of the screen right now for 30% off. Everyone take advantage of this because it's lasting only until the end of today. Trader TV 30 will get you 30% off. Shout out to our friends again over at Trade Ideas. I was right. I thought it was. Tuesday, June 20th. So as of the market open, Tuesday, June 20th is when Rivian will be coming out of the NASDAQ 100, guys.
Might see a little bit of a action at the close on that one on
That's
Rivian.
pretty quick.
Although when Lucid, there wasn't much when Lucid was getting added, I think, to one of the indexes recently. It wasn't much of anything. Couple million shares. It didn't move the stock.
What is Rivian even doing in an index? Is what I want to know.
That's a really good question, and quite frankly, I'm not sure. It feels like a little bit of a rush. I know you have the S&P 500 has very strict in terms of profitability in successive quarters. It's just so for Rivian to already be in there, it's a bit questionable. But it is what it is. We don't make those decisions. We can just trade off the price action. That's what it's all about. Meta's price action it's strong today, but I like this consolidation. The market's taking out the high. If it continues to bounce off 269, I'd be looking for a long to play a little catch up here on Meta. Right now, it is inside of the range. Every time it gets above 269.40, it's kind of faded, but then it's holding 269 even. So a bit of a scalp inside there, I guess, could be done for 20 or 30 cents. I want to give it a chance to go. I was trailed out of my VWAP long here at 68, so if I did see VWAP again, I'd probably go back to that but I got trailed out. It hit 69, curled back in, I put a trailing stop in and got stopped out. Never re-entered the trade, but now I'm looking to get back in to Meta. Will be a tight stop early, and then I'll give it to VWAP, but stop under 69, second crack would be at VWAP.
What's up, Ponzi Fonzie? He wants to reload and shout-outs. There it is. Ponzi Fonzie's reloaded. We're not really reloading on anything right now, so shout out to Ponzi Fonzie and everybody else. Shout out to Aaron Yeager as well. Anybody here that's in the chat right now? Aaron, Tawan, Sword of the Spirit. Carvana back on the move up. Okay, let's watch that. I just saw it was taking out 2150. So 2150.
Are you kidding me?
SFR breaking out. I don't know about that. I don't even know what that stock is. I know SPR off Boeing news, maybe Spirit. Okay.
Wasn't there merger talk that Boeing?
You know, someone put SFR.
I know there was rumors. There was rumors that Boeing could even pick up
Spirit.
SPR.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a component supplier. So.
Makes sense.
Yeah, look at Carvana. Carvana is at high of day, HOD, right now, 2140. Do you guys like it? Do you like the stock? 58% short float here on Carvana. Let me just double check that before I give that to you. So this is when, you know, you have your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you're hanging around. You're like, hey, do you know what the short float on Carvana is?
62.
You know, this is.
No,
I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to help everybody out. You know, you're at the bar, you're talking about all this stuff, and you know, because that's what everyone talks about, right? What short floats are on stocks. I mean, don't go to the bar with me. 57% right there now on Carvana. So, you know, again, we don't know much about it here as far as the business is concerned, but they're not profit. Well, actually, that was the story, right? Is that they were going to go 50 million EBITDA profit on Q2.
Air quotes.
August 3rd, I believe, is something like that, is their earnings date. So we'll wait to see what comes out for Carvana. But here it is right now, taking out the high of the day right now. So there it is, man. Congratulations. Anybody ringing the register on that one today? There goes Carvana. Let's see. Where can we go? 22. I mean, you got a lot of room, man. I mean, if you're ever in this area, then you're going to want to consolidate out of your position a little bit at least. Too much back and forth here. You saw everyone that was holding the bag this morning that was like in our chat, what am I to do with Carvana? Well, get out of jail free is what you could do right now, up to 2150, looking at 22. And then, you know, open up the community chest and see if you get a bank favor in your error as well. Because if that can get up to 25, then you're really doing quite well. And I don't know if it deserves to be up there, but we've seen increased volume in Carvana over the last couple of days, and there it goes one more time to the upside. I'm just going to be sitting here. I told you what we didn't talk about today was actually Sofi. I was talking with Anthony Noto, and he just talking about him, not with him, buying more shares. I don't know if that's true or not, but Sofi today definitely took out that 880, like 580. That was an old price. And then now today it's really held out that 880 level. So here it is right here. Now let's look at, I'm still long. Let's just wait to see. So we got the long there, then we got the reload at VWAP right there again. And let's just see what levels I'm talking about. So there it is. It's right. Okay, our chart's going to go back, so I don't know how this is going to fill out. But you can see the run that it's had. Obviously, this just goes back last week. You're down here at like $6, $7. Now you're up here to $9.20, but there's $8.80. So that was the level from last week. We took it out, and then since then, it's just sort of been hanging out. Not only was that the high of last week, but it was also the low of today. So you got some beautiful moves there. The low of today after the move. Retraced it back right there, $8.80. So I think now you're clear on Sofi. Let's just see if it wants to hold these levels. And then I just feel like tomorrow is probably the only time we get back under 9, but we'll see if it's held. It's tried it a couple times here in the afternoon. Once there, then once again, both times held 9. So I feel like Sofi is probably pretty strong to the upside. 30 cents in Sofi, 15 cents in Intel, and 45 cents on AMD for right now. Yeah, you're right, Aaron.
Aaron Yeager, the champagne is making us all thirsty. Definitely.
Like I used to sip champagne when
any
we're
relation
thirsty,
to
you know?
Chuck Yeager, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
No.
Chuck Yeager is, if there's a character that Maverick and Top Gun was built off of, like that recent movie, it is Chuck Yeager. He's like the most famous test pilot in not just U.S. history, but like the world. Like the guy's story is ridiculous if you ever read up on him. My cousin who's a pilot was all about him. But we need to have these. It's after Danielle Shea, as you mentioned, so we'll do it then. But I'm getting thirsty.
The only pilot I know is when I chop wood, you pilot.
I like that one. That's old school.
It's pretty lame. Like these are the things.
That's
like,
old school. It's an old school dad joke.
Exactly.
It's an old school dad joke.
It's dad joke nation.
My daughter's on. She's all about. She calls them quizzes, but really just riddles. And she has like the same 3 riddles that she likes over and over again. One of which.
Champagne is not hot. The champagne is.
No, the champagne's cool. The champagne's
right
cold.
Now.
What's starting to turn cold here, guys? I just got into Meta. It bounced off 69. I got the 12 bounce. So bounced back off 69 even, got 12s, got some out here for 20 cents inside of the range, looking for it to break out, but it's immediately testing back at 69. So I'll get out if it breaks underneath the even. This is a scalp it inside, and if it breaks out, hold on. Rivian, which is the short that we're sitting in, basically forever, it just went to the 1-to-1. Got to really zoom out so you can see how it broke down, then consolidated, and now breaking down again. Going to respect all the big levels here. This morning I was piled in. I feel like I'll take shots piling in underneath this level every single chance I get, swinging in the morning, looking for it to fill a gap. Not necessarily fill the gap in one move, but the 50 period, every single time it's kind of tested underneath here, I've had to short underneath. That's $13.80, also $14 even. And one day, if it continues a big flush, I feel like it's worth putting up the 15 cents worth of risk, or sometimes it's 10, just to get a move down to 13, or like this bottom here is 12.40. So there's a big potential move underneath on Rivian that I want to try to capture at the open, which hasn't happened just yet, but now I have a bit of a different structured trade, as the market does not seem to want to sustain this breakout yet. It's not over yet. Like even Tesla, which I was telling you I wanted a 250 break on, well, it was over 249 when I said that. It's back underneath 249. So headed back in maybe to VWAP here for Tesla. That breakout will have to wait.
Yeah, one thing that is not waiting for anybody, Intel trying to get back to 33, and then right here is going to be a good one right now. We'll go props up to everybody trading chip names today, as we're long two of them right now. AMD with way too many outs, of course, but we just got a 23 fill there on AMD, so that is pretty good. Yeah, let's go back and check my favorite stock, but not today. We actually only stepped in it once, and it's going to look crazy now because here's our long right here. VWAP broke it out. Now look, 230 again for Microsoft. But the breaks have just been really shitty for me. So this is a great setup. Oops. This is a great setup for Microsoft right here, I believe. So look at this. So again, missed it, so whatever. But you have some barcoding here. Then you have some barcoding with kind of this top as your out. Now you could, that's at 39.20, but if you just kind of, you know, said something like that, forget about this little area of concern in there. But if you just kept on buying 39.20s and then kind of using this as your stop, or even averaging in back down to, to 329 flat, you know, this is well structured in my opinion, because you have some tops there. We've already made the bottom. I mean, forget about it. Like being able to see bottoms, you know, that's tough to do, especially when the market is making this kind of move down. But again, you get some nice consolidations there, then a pop up, right? We got in a little bit too excited there. That's part of when we broke out a lot of different things. Then it came back in and we got out of it. So that's why it's a cup of coffee, but definitely working now. And I feel like we might be kind of barcoding the same thing right now. So if you kind of take the same trade again, like maybe you go long if we can get back into here, 50s or 60s, and then using like maybe the 20 as your out, because this could now be support. So just like let it fall back in. Right now we're in this, maybe I can zoom in on just a little bit more on this, and this is just trying to talk about this a little bit. So right now you're just back and forth, right? That bottom is 60, that top is 85. So 25 cents back and forth. So if you can get something on the bottom there and then maybe use this 23 as your bottom, that's only 40 cents worth of a hit, which I think is reasonable. If you get the bottom and it goes back up to the top, then you're almost 1-to-1 right there, let alone a breakout where, you know, the futures are trying to break 14.9. So if they do break it, you're going to get Microsoft breaking out as well through 230. Plus, you're going to have a good price against what seems to be a reasonable bottom down there at 29.20. So I think we'll probably try to do that. But honestly, man, we do sip champagne when we thirsty, because today, right now, we're getting thirstier and thirstier. Huh?
Only we're not getting it.
Yeah, we're getting it, Neil. Don't worry. We'll get the champagne, and then you know, Neil's worried. Still worried about the glasses, or you're happy to drink out of anything at this point?
No, I don't. I'll drink. I don't care. I literally have my.
Exactly.
I had a tea. I'll drink out of this. It doesn't matter.
But anyways,
Empty
AMD is starting to make a move back up. So key levels for me on AMD is going to be right here. I'm not going to do anything until 70. So maybe 60, I say that, but let's put an offer like 65 or so. Let's just let it break through 50. Again, we have shares. We can get out. We can just start to massage these out. But we just got a good out right there. Let's see if this wants to really run, and we'll get AMD out somewhere in the 60s.
Yeah, and remember, AMD has an event tomorrow. They're going to be presenting, I mean, like AI events throughout, who knows what they're going to say at the end of the day, but they're probably going to talk about AI. They'll probably talk about some other things as well. People expecting them to come out with what they got that's good. I want to see some good guidance from them. But if they're strong, NVIDIA is not. The market's up 1.1 at the high of the day. I've already shorted once in the afternoon, scalp trade, stop out. But I'm just, every time the stair steps down, it's like it's so weak. If the market turns here, you can't tell me NVIDIA is not going to be a decent short to be had. There's room to the low of the day. You're underneath VWAP. You got resistance at 389. I do want to take at least 1 or 2 shots on this one to the south side. I'm just going to get an order out because I probably want to get something in here in front of 389. But I want to give a shot to Carvana. I did have the long earlier. I stopped it out before VWAP. That was a mistake. Should have played it off the $20 level. Now that it's off the highs, I'm almost looking at this 21 here. Like if it can just start to hold 21s, higher, low, make a run at that high of the day, there's so much room on Carvana. From how it fell Friday. There's a big liquidity area around $22, but we got $1 till we get to that price. Brendo?
All right, as promised, big week to set up here, and to do so, as always, on a Monday afternoon, we'll bring in Danielle Shea, VP of Options over at Simpler Trading, to get her take on what to expect coming up in a week that we get not one, Miss Shea, but 2 different inflation readings. And oh yeah, the Fed coming through on Wednesday as well. We'll get to all that in a second here, but I want to start with what is moving, because one of the stocks that you brought up or brought to my attention was CRM. Salesforce, big move down here on this AI Day event that is currently going on, started at 1:30. But back to basically support on Friday after a big move up. I mean, it seemed like we learned all the details of the news in the pre-market. Nothing really significant since then. First off, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. How are you? It's great to be back.
Fantastic. Big week ahead. We're excited for it. What are you looking at as far as CRM?
So when you're looking at Salesforce, I think this is interesting because this entire space, it's been a little bit deflated this year. Everybody's been focusing on AI, but when you look at some of these stocks, you look at Oracle and you look at Adobe. I mean, look at the way that Oracle just made a new high and Adobe's breaking out. Adobe's really doing a really good job of recovering a lot of those losses. And I think that Salesforce can do the same thing. So I think that this space is a little bit under the radar right now, but I think that it's going to really start recovering. And so when you look at Salesforce in particular, I mean, for a setup for me, I have a couple different things going on. If you start with the weekly chart and just look at the higher time frame, right? I mean, you can see the way that it's broken up above a lot of key resistance zones. Once it got through the $200 price point, I mean, after that, that was a major area of resistance for it to break. And at this point, if you go down to the daily chart and then the 4-hour chart, I really like trading 4-hour time frames because it will give you a good swing trade for a few days. Those 2 timeframes are both consolidating. And so I think that we can see this consolidation break out to the upside. So I actually like the pullback here. I think you could trade it up into 220, 225, and then 230, watching those areas of resistance as you go higher. But I think Salesforce and the software stocks are recovering. So I'm looking forward to seeing those continue trading higher.
Yeah, it's a great point when you look at it from that sense, in that it's had a huge move, but with the news, everyone's probably taking a little bit of profit today. So nice look for Salesforce. Let's talk some Canadian content, shall we? Because you also have Shopify on your list. Why?
So when you look at Shopify, Shopify is also doing a really good job recovering as well. And I like this one too, because it has the squeeze. So the squeeze is one of my favorite setups. What I do is I look for moments in time where there's consolidation in the market, especially if it's in the context of a trend. And Shopify has had, pretty decent uptrend, at least over the course of the past several months, even going back to October. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's going to be at a new all-time high anytime soon, but certainly you can trade along with the trend. And when you see that consolidation on a daily chart and a 4-hour chart, it generally is going to break out in the direction of the trend, which is what it's doing today. And so I think this one, you could get some continuation up into 68, 70 at least, and then we can see what happens when we hit that resistance.
The old favorites here. I mean, NVIDIA, it seems like everyone and anyone is talking about NVIDIA at this point. And should we buy still, even after it's done what it's done so far this year? All things given in that sense of where it's come from and where it is today, is there a possibility to do just that with NVIDIA?
I think there is. And, what I was looking at over the weekend when I was doing my research is I was trying to go back and compare, the market in 2019, 2020, and especially comparing it against the VIX. And I think one thing that we have to remember is that right now we are seeing a VIX that hasn't been this low since before the 2020 crash. And if you go back and you remember what it was like trading in 2019 and 2020, the market just kept going up, right? Like didn't make sense, kept going higher. There it was, but we had a really low VIX at that time, before the crash, obviously. And I think that's what we're getting back to now. So if you look at NVIDIA and you say, hey, can it still go higher? Yes, it can still go higher. And you know why? Because there's a lot of people that are betting against this market and a lot of people who keep saying it's going to crash. And so when you look at NVIDIA, you have a really nice setup on the 4-hour chart, and I like to use a 60-minute chart as well. We have, again, more consolidation in the context of that trend. Now, I'm not buying more NVIDIA stock here. Like, I bought that a while ago. I'm holding it. But as far as the trade is concerned, the semiconductors are hot. And this one, I like the price target at least at 400. I think it could go back to 420, though. I will tell you, when you're trading extended at these levels, of course, be careful, control your risk. But I like the market and I like the upside here.
Discussing the downside of some of these retail names over the past couple of weeks. There's been a number of analysts that have come out echoing the same. You had TJX on your list for this week as far as stocks to maybe give some sort of a setup. I mean, this was the one that had such a big day going back to Friday, showing some relative strength finally, but we got through that earnings period where retail stocks did not really perform well out of a few individual names. What is it specifically with TJX that you like to see?
So, the retailers have had a really tough time here, especially with a lot of boycotts. You have Target that's just completely tanking. But then you look at TJ Maxx, and I love the overall chart pattern on this chart. I mean, when I came across this, I was a little bit surprised because I was searching for, stocks that are pretty close to that previous high. I like to see stocks really within 10 to 15% of that 252 period high, or in this case, all-time high. I like to see stocks that are consolidating. And then I also like to see stocks that are increasing earnings over time. Now with TJ Maxx, not perfect, but you can see that it's just below that previous high. You're up above key moving averages on the daily chart. You have a nice little bullish trend and you have that squeeze. Whenever you have a squeeze, you have the likelihood for it to break out. So, retailers definitely heroes and zeros right now. Target, that thing is going to keep rolling, but I like TJ Maxx here.
All right, I want to get your take on, before we wrap things up, I want to get your take on what's to come this week. Obviously, a huge week for the overall market. A lot of people are going to be, it seems like anyways, a lot of people have been waiting to see what's going to happen this week specifically. The market, as we saw, we were talking about it in the pre-market this morning, right at those March highs once again, kind of banging its head against those March highs once again. If, all things come out in the right direction, CPI tomorrow and then the Fed on Wednesday, where are you going to go first and why?
So, what I'm primarily focusing on doing this week is I'm not going to have a ton of swing trades because you do have a lot of news related risk. I am going to be focusing on trading earnings. So I've got a Lennar, I have Oracle, and I have Adobe earnings that I'm going to trade. As far as the Fed is concerned, I hate to use the word hopeful, but I am hopeful because when you're looking at the way that the market is trading, when you're looking at the low VIX, I think it's reasonable that the VIX trades higher by another few points, maybe up to 17, maybe 18. But even in that case, it's still in a downtrend. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a spike here in volatility. I wouldn't be surprised to see little bit. When the Fed comes, we always get, trade higher, trade lower. And a lot of the times we end up back at the same spot before we can really take off. So I'm looking for some near-term volatility. I'm hopeful that after the Fed actually occurs, we continue to see upwards price action because we have that low VIX. We have this nice steady market. And I don't think that the Fed is going to be as much as a shock to the market as it was months ago.
Yeah, and it seems like it's been trending in that direction. We were talking about the same sense with CPI. There was a time, when we were at 8-9% on inflation, that CPI was everything and a can't miss trade setup. But it's gotten to a point where the market kind of makes its initial move, shrugs it off, and then as you were. So yeah, big announcements to come, but will there be a big reaction remains to be seen. So we'll see how the overall week plays out. Danielle Shea, VP of Options over at Simpler Trading. A pleasure as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Danielle Shea moves markets. The NASDAQ is up 20 points since Danielle came on. Pretty much everything's breaking out. She loves Tesla. Tesla's almost at 250. Like, it's almost uncanny. Like, realistically, like this stock, it's got 6 in a row green candles on the 3, and I have a stop to break long at 250. I probably play into this now that it's broken these highs. Not the high of the day, but I mean, like the Shreveport is a local high. So the local high at 249 quarters, that's been taken out. So playing back into that level for a dip in front of 249 does make some sense to me. While that was happening, we're in and out of NVIDIA with a really tight stop in there. Sometimes you might say that those stops are too tight, but when you're at a consolidation level like that, I don't think there's any point giving it any extra room. When it breaks the consolidation, just get out because it can start trending. So a pretty tight stop there on NVIDIA. The longs look like they're in. I would like a long in front of Tesla if I get one to 250. It could be the break. It could also be this 249.25. But you're getting some quote levitation on Tesla. It's making this break, and it could be the kind of level where you give it 1 or 2 cracks. If it doesn't go right away, usually going to take some out. But Tesla on a collision course with that 250 and CRM. I looked for another bottom, but it's actually showing signs of weakness once again. So CRM might retest the lows. If it does, I might take another shot. But Tesla looks a little more interesting here.
At 5 o'clock, we have it's the violin concert.
Nice.
The recital today is tonight. Yeah, the mic, I just turned it on there. We were organizing the champagne, so hopefully
it is being organized.
The champagne's being organized. We didn't want to interrupt Miss Danielle Shea. Thank you, and a good big shout out to Danielle Shea too, because we're part of the reason we got to 400,000 subscribers, the good guests, and the quality interviews and everything like that too. So shout out to Brendo and everybody right now. Yes, I am pulling a Neil.
Carvana?
We got that done. Will Kat get some? I mean, we ask her. Yo, Katrine.
Does she want?
You want some champagne at some point? No. She says she can't. I don't know what's up with that, but she cannot right now. But
okay, that's fair. That's fine.
Why not? Oh, she has a meeting or something?
Oh, well, no. You can say. Is that cool if I say? Yeah, she just said she's on medication, so she doesn't want to take anything. That's all. Which is reasonable. It's all good. I heard what you said, Prad.
Oh man, I wish Danielle Shea was still here. We could
toast with her.
Cheers with her as well. And as you can see, the baby must be sleeping. I saw that she had fancy hair. So shout out to Danielle Shea. That's always the excuse around my place, although our kids are older now. So
trust me, anybody that knows the truth in that statement.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
100%.
All right, let's go. Yes, thank you so much, Danielle. If that is you in the chat, cheers to you as well, Danielle Shea. Because, people come in the chat like Sean's keyboard, this and that, but I'm pretty sure that is Miss Danielle Shea. So thank you again for coming on one more time. She talked all about the chips. Well, guess what? It's a dollar club right now for AMD. And there it is, man. We told you we'd get something out in the 60s. And here goes AMD again, another rip to the north side as we're long at 127.70. Boom, to the upside goes AMD. So yeah, down here, this is for all of you. I'm reloaded. We did get reloaded down here, 127.60 a couple times. So nice little upside move there. And then I didn't, you have a little faith there. AMD, Intel went to the downside. And again, after being long early this morning, long again right there. We got our best out on this is 96.97. Then I thought it was taking the teal again, the 21 period SMA, and once that happened, we got out. Now it's right back to the upside a little bit. So we're just clearing out of a lot of these positions. And then, of course, Sofi goes right back up near the high of the day. We already have one out at the high of the day, which is right here at 920. Again, some nice reloaded positions on this one as well. Into there, reloaded right there, and a nice little upside move through 920. Again, there's the reload, out, out, out. Waiting for the high of the day to get another one out on that. So, so far so good right now on all these trades, but we do want to get into some more.
Tesla's about 350,000 on the offer at
It's
250.
right there?
So
All
it's right there. Kind of my level 2.
how many
There
times
you
have I
go.
busted
There's that
bonds,
level.
though,
It's kind of
today?
hard to see because it's bouncing around all over the place, but it's about 350, 400,000 shares on that offer. Could be making the break. I mean, how many times do you get to a level like this? Tap it once in the morning, don't break, and then tap it again in the afternoon. I think it could be worth 2 shots. It's not the only thing at a resistance level. Meta, which I was just in the long tight stops again, but buying it off those highs. I'd rather take my paper cuts. 270 top here on Meta. That's also at a major resistance level. This is why you look at these tops in the
Here comes
NASDAQ.
Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, Tesla's right there, so it's going to get there before
go to
Meta.
one of our screens, like ASAP, basically.
It's right. It's basically right here.
Yeah, so if you, okay,
go.
good. Yeah, there's Tesla, big size right there, as you can see on Neil's screen. I'm going to go long through it, but all the breaks I've taken today have been complete hot garbage. So be careful with those Tesla
Intel 32 was
breaks. Yeah, Intel has been okay, but Intel was more just off of that 32 level. But yeah, no,
A break's a
Intel's
break. I mean,
Intel's been good. No doubt about that. So yeah, it was AMD that was bad for me and Palantir, but the Palantir was a 16 break. AMD multiple breaks today, and finally we got on AMD, man.
Don't tell me I should be shorting this.
AMD. I mean, we're fine on it. But that was the trade, right? I mean, you always look at Tesla and you have always 2 trades. So right now there's only two things you could do. Short it in front of 250, or you just wait for that 250 break. Like, you could get really creative and see if it pulls back into this area and buy, hoping that it was just a pullback off 250. But the market's giving a little bit back now, but we're not going to look at a 1-minute chart on the NASDAQ when so many stocks are like bouncing around, that's tough to do. So we'll just keep on trading the trend to the long side here on Tesla. And honestly, I mean, I like this one. I like this as a dip back in right here.
I like the dip to the breakout price too. I actually thought it might have done that before we got to 250, but
I'm long now.
Like
I'm
dipping
long now
back in makes
Tesla
sense.
against 249.
I'm on the bid at 20 something.
Yeah, that's fine.
28,
I'll get some
I
more
think.
down there, but
yeah, I like the consolidation too. Like if
Just
it gets
in
back to the
case.
breakout price, I
Just in
still think
case.
it's valid. Nvidia, I had a tight stop on it. Look at it, wicked to 390 and is pulling right back in. So if the market rolls over, I feel like Nvidia is the right one. I don't want to be in this a million times, but it doesn't feel like this is the name that's going to be the long. Oh, I mentioned Meta was at 270, thinking Tesla was going to break first. Meta has wicked the high. So I don't know why I have a 271.
Boom.
My thing says 271.39 is the high of the day, but this is 270.07 on Nvidia as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, you're looking at the right names, man. Nvidia, Meta, especially with Tesla coming up to this level. So look, we just
Meta.
did it, man. We just did it again.
Another one.
So that's just another one
Another
scalp.
one.
There's too many another ones
one.
on this. I don't know if it was that. Was that always like that?
It's just 3 times.
Okay. Yeah, it still seems, yeah. It's another one. But right there it is right there. We take it out at 92. So again, we just got out of half. But I'm just trying to scalp that because we do have a bigger trade to happen if it does take 250. So again, we just talked about this. So, going long 65 and getting out 93, like that's going to be 28 cents. And that happened in less than a minute. So that's why I'm scalping it out. That's why we do the kind of stuff that we do. And, so that's my kind of style right there to do that. Although we still have some big winners, right? I mean, AMD is still $1 in the money. We could get this out, another one out, but we don't need to. We're going to wait for that right now. Watch out for that. Tesla, Sofi. There goes Sofi right now. You want to talk about diamond hands right here. That's getting right back to the day's high as well with Sofi. And then, of course, Intel. We've already talked about that. Here comes Tesla again. So I'm not going to reload it here. We already took that money. What we're going to do is we're going to reload this down here in the 20s somewhere against 249. I just feel like that's a little bit of a better trade, although we'll probably take 249. Those levels, like that's only 248.70, but then I start getting in trouble. This is where the trouble happens for me, because if we just keep on averaging in the whole way, then that's going to be another problem. So we're not going to do that all the way down. We'll try it against this 249, and then honestly, if it breaks through 249, then we can regroup this, maybe down near this 248 level, but not worth it to take some shares for me anyways, put that in there, and then have to hold it to 248, because just too much risk on that for me, so we're going to wait for that. My bid is at 249.25. Hopefully that will fill, and then we'll be able to bump back up to 250, and then we'll go from there, but I don't know. To be honest with you, man, I don't know. I'd just take a 250 clean break and then
Yeah, the 50
hopefully we climb from there. I don't even really want it to dip down anymore.
Ideally, when you like the longs never to dip. If it does, it does. But I think that 50 break's incoming either way. I thought Tesla would break first, Meta second. Meta did break. I'm long at 9, 270.09. I'll get some out at 30. I'm on the offer. Oh, we just got it. We'll ring the register on that one. So I guess Tesla was not the first one to break the high of the day. Well, a lot of names have made breaks.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about Meta, just I'll zoom out here and show you guys the 15-minute. There we go. Oh, goodness, I got a wick there too. So lots of room past 270. I don't think it gets to 274, but if you're looking at the most local gap, go back to Wednesday, and that's what you get. Lots of names making power moves here. Guess what's at high of day and could break last week's resistance, Thursday's resistance. That's Google. 123.77 was that high, maybe even a 24 break in play. Now that the market's at 1.3 and breaking high of the day, you always think shoot 2%. 1.5, 2%. If the market gets there, what's going to take us there? Google could take out the high. Meta already has. I don't think we've mentioned Apple just yet, but once this loads up, you will see that Apple is also at the high of the day. Ooh, even more wicks. Yeah, Apple has been on an absolute tear. Just remember, if it gets to 185, that's a big resistance. I got to clean up the wicks on some of these charts. Meta's what I have. Tesla's what I want for a 250 break. And I'm still somehow short Rivian because the good news is as the market makes highs, Rivian's still at 14. But if we break out here, I got to get out of Rivian. I like the fact that the market keeps going higher and Rivian barely bounced. But at the same time, a short in this market, it's running out of time for it to work with the market looking so strong. Palantir apparently waking up. And yes, CRM, that was the other one. CRM now starting to look a little bit better. When I just looked at it, it felt like it was getting back toward the lows. It's making a higher low and a chance to break back out. So wipeout bottom, they sold the news on the event, but it has a chance here to hold a higher low and break back out. Want to see a little more strength here in CRM. There's plenty of long opportunities out there without trying to bottom pick something too aggressively. But I think there's still an opportunity with CRM. Just unlikely it gets its breakout before Tesla does.
Quite amazing, this run that we're having right now. I mean, the fact that we were long Apple at 181 earlier today, it's just, ugh. Sometimes you just want to barbecue yourself up a little bit there because, you know, we were long there, great trade, long here again, down at 181. So Apple's been a good trade, but we got out again basically at the high of this pre-market, and that was only 182, and then now you're up to 183. So gave up $1, but we had some good longs early there on Apple. So we'll, you know, look at it, just ride this 50 period all the way up. Yeah, it's too bad. 180-290. Well, we're getting close to coming back in right now. I feel like if you get to this 50 period, or sorry, the 50 period is the pink. This green is a 200. These are all simple moving averages. And then volume weighted average price for those of you looking. Oh, it's Power Hour now, by the way. Welcome to Power Hour. We are now 10 minutes away from popping bottles.
8 minutes away.
8 to be exact.
Well, you know.
My bad.
You can tell who wants to drink more than
Yeah, I know, exactly. Let's get that popping right now. But yeah, up to 183. I'd like to find some new trades. I'm
looking at.
What did I say about Microsoft?
Nvidia, man. Microsoft is it's strong.
It broke 330 and wow. Like I wish those lines would have stayed in here because I feel like we could have gotten that trade that I wanted to and didn't take it over there with Danielle. But nothing. I remember I was building some things here. I was talking about how this bottom coincides with this top, and then we were talking about breaking that 330.
I figured out how to make those stay.
Sure you did.
No, actually, it was in the release notes. So if you draw the line, it's weird.
Yeah.
If you draw the lines on your chart, then actually hit your save layout button.
Oh, you got to save the layout?
Not the chart, but save the actual P per weight layout.
Okay,
and
that's not bad. I don't mind that solution.
Well, that's what it says. Whether it actually works when you do that, that's another question. Oh, by the way,
I'm gonna get some out of Tesla.
Just got another out here in front of 271 on Meta. So that continues to run to the upside. Let's go. But Tesla about to break 250. So I'm going to take the breakout. Hopefully it works right away because if breakouts don't work right away, I'm not holding it. I want to probably get in and out pretty quickly if it does fail that 250 level right away. So Tesla, it's here. It's like the third time it got here. Hopefully it actually breaks this time. Would be nice.
Excuse me. Yeah, we are out. Well, we're not out, but we are out. Sorry, what am I talking about? But we're waiting to get back in. I just want to get out here in the 90s in case Tesla just fail again, and then we can maybe now we'll put the scalp back on. But we'll just go back to back 30 cents there on this move. So just waiting for Tesla to break now. We just got it. Those are both 90. Well, one is a 9. They're both 90. No, one's a 93, one's a 90. Anyways, back into there. The first one was 93. Then that last one that we just took there was 90. So in and out there on Tesla. Now let's just wait to see if it breaks. I obviously am hoping that it does, but you know what's really broken right now to the upside? It's been an absolutely fantastic trade. We got to take advantage of it because it's not stopping right now. To the upside is AMD, and we're going to take it out, breaking up to 129. So this is, again, we reloaded a couple times for you right there, so we'll hit the siren for that one. This has been a trade that, we've really liked it, AMD long. We talked about that all day. Tomorrow's some sort of an AI investor day, so I feel like it'll be a fade tomorrow, but maybe not. We'll wait to see. Oh, did it break? Okay, Tesla broke, so we are long Tesla right now, 02s.
Yeah, I just got, what did I get? I got 6s, so you got a better price on that break than I did.
How did I get 02s? That's crazy.
I used Edge A. What did you use? I'm just curious.
Arca.
Okay.
So our
Arca.
stops pushing Arca.
Okay, so Arca beats Edge A. Sometimes it happens, but it's good to know. Like, it's first thing in my mind. It's like a stop order is a stop order, but let's go. So 250's broken. Let's see if we can get some. I got some 50s. I'll probably take the just underneath the buck and then see what can happen. Remember, 252 last week was a brick wall that we had trouble getting through. So I do expect that at 252, the price, we're already past that time, so it doesn't matter. But 252 the price, I would expect a bit of resistance. Is that heads up? Meta actually cracked 251 there. Sorry, 271. I have Tesla on the brain there. So the 70 long continuing to churn to the upside. Big gap to be filled on Meta if you go back to Wednesday's high, 274. Not that I think it gets there. But the bulls are definitely here. C3AI is missing out. LC Money Wave. You are absolutely correct about that. And I did look over at Carvana for a break, but Carvana pulling back off the 22 level. So maybe there's a dip buy to be had in CVNA, but no breakout for that one. Tesla, Meta, churning, Google as well. That's another name which just broke out. So what it means, I don't know, pick a big cap tech name and that just broke the high, and if you took said break, you're probably looking pretty juicy right now. So Google at 124 even. This is just so linear to the upside. Like, it's just straight climbing. Not a lot of red candles. That's the most explosive one when it just took that high. The market wants that 2% for sure, almost at 1.5 in the NASDAQ now.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably, I mean, my best out is only 47. So we took back-to-back jacks there, 30 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents. So if one of our outs is 34s, 35s, one of them is 47s. I did put an offer at 77. It only went to 73, and then I pulled that offer because just zooming out, what Neil was mentioning there, I wasn't here, but it doesn't really matter. You can see the chart right there. 252.70 is where we stopped at. So whether or not there was that wall there at 252 or whatever, we'll wait to see if there's size at 251. So that's sort of the next spot to go there. Hopefully we can break that. So I'm going to put an offer right now at like 251.35 or so. Maybe we can get a break through 251 and then just keep ripping, and then we'll address it once it gets to 252. Hopefully, we can get $2 in the money, then we'll be pretty happy with that.
It's
for
nice.
Sure. It's very nice right there, but you could see that this is a nice, because here goes Intel again. So Intel right back up to a nice little level one more time. I'm going to put an offer right around here, 16, 17. Sofi also going to the high of the day. AMD going back upside. We've already got out of that one. AMD's $1.30 in the money right now. We're smoking. Intel's 41 cents in the money. And this Target. Someone put Target in the chat. What is that Target? We don't need to worry about Target. Intel, Tesla, AMD. You know what? There it is. I don't know. Let's just wait on Intel. Maybe Intel gets the high of the day. Let's just put an offer right there. 33.25. Let's put that right there. We'll see if we can get an Intel trade right back in. We'll see if that can go. I know that there's a lot of money and minds right now on Tesla, so we can watch that. I mean, honestly, since that break, it's relatively uneventful here for Tesla. So 250.50 right now, just sort of trading around.
Yeah, I have, actually, wait a minute. Oh, my highs are all bad on Tesla. I'll have to ask you what the high of the day is. My best out was is in front of 50s as well.
251.30 it says, but I don't think
it never got up there. It never got to 51.30.
The high of the day is right now, what we're doing.
Yeah, right now we're at the high of the day. It's 60s.
73.
So, I mean, everything is churning. I do have one short that comes out in about 2 cents. If we get stopped out in Rivian, that's what's up. But I do like what's going on here in Meta. I do want to respect the fact, I can't even go back that far zooming. So if you look at the last time we were here, you had wick top above 73, consolidation at 72.5. We break 72, I trail this for sure. Momo asking thoughts on Disney? Sure. Haven't looked at Disney today. I pulled up Netflix for a hot minute and then didn't really see anything I liked, and there's Disney. Was watching some Disney actually this weekend because pretty much always. Ooh, 93 on Disney. Okay, that's what thoughts on Disney. Everything seems to want to be breaking highs of the day. Well, look at the 93 level on Disney. What else you got to think about? I mean, you can trade levels like this any way you want. I suppose you could be short with a stop at 93, or you could just have a 93 breakout on Disney. That's a good looking setup. Trailing the market by a little bit, but I mean, that's a flat top break. That's 3 days in a row that you've tested that level. I mean, on Thursday, it kind of fell short, but that's close enough. I mean, 93 sets up for a bit of a break. So many names breaking out here. I mean, NVIDIA, which was relatively weak, now it's starting to go. It's playing catch up here, but broke out that 90 level. I guess it needs to get through 393 to really start going. Even CRM here. CRM actually bouncing off a higher low. Could this be time? All right, I think this might be it on CRM. It just broke back above. I knew I was going to come back over to this name. Don't chase too far, Neil. Don't chase too far. Out to 212.50 here on CRM. Higher low just got put in. I want something closer to 13, so I have a couple of bids in there. And this is about the market breaking higher. They've already sold the news here. You've got a Huadunk. Yeah, I took one shot, it bounced. Now you got a higher low. This time I'm trying to grab it off of that higher low. So if I can catch 213s, I'll have my stop just underneath there. As a matter of fact, I can put my stop in before I get to fill. That way, I don't actually have to stare at this forever. And I wouldn't stop out at the low of the day. I'd stop out at that local bottom, just to steal a term from Sharif. Tesla, yeah, I mean, this 250 breakout, it's still going. We've already scalped that level. I might back off to 251. I have an offer in front of 251, but I might just let it test that 251 and make a decision off of that. So 2 longs, looking for an addition on CRM. Still nothing to be said with Carvana. Carvana's got a 22 top. It's got a decent lower high, but nothing really crazy happening just yet. If it pulls back further to 21 even, that's always going to be there. Momo, it's close enough to 93. 5 seconds later, it's challenging 93, and that you're talking about Disney, obviously. For a clean break, it's always tricky to have something which is churning like this into a breakout. Ideally, it pulls back a bit, shows you another consolidation into the level, maybe get some people short off the 93 area, and then you play the breakout. I don't know if I want to chase that high. I think we're ready to go. Well, I mean, I can't get up there while I'm talking, so we're going to be going to the desk, and then as we go to the desk, I'll make my way up to join in some festivities.
It is that time, as we said. Once again, I know everyone here will echo this sentiment, but thank you to everyone and anyone who has been a part of getting us to where we are. As of Friday, if you weren't with us, we made it to 400,000 subscribers on YouTube as Neil sneaks in. So we wanted to take this moment. I know all of these guys will echo the sentiment and thank every single one of you. 400,000. If you haven't done so yet, hit subscribe today.
Yes, now.
And let's get to 500,000. Maybe by, I don't know, next week?
Yeah, I think a couple weeks.
Sean's going to have the honors here.
I'm going to, yeah. So I don't want any security guards coming and tackle me, like, or anything like that. I'm not going to, we got you have very, very special equipment here. So let's do this. I want to say a big, what just fell off? Oh, your mic thing. I want to say a big thank you to everybody, like you just said, Brendan. Let's do this right now. Take this off, get this off. We don't want to take it off too early. What's waterproof? Okay, here we go. Give it a shake. No. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I won't pop it. Whoa, hey, salute. So where's the cups? Right here. Thank you. We're going to start pouring these up immediately. Thank you, Sharif.
All right,
Neil,
this is yours.
That was pretty good. We didn't have it popping everywhere. I just I purposely let the...
That's okay.
That's okay.
Let's just pop that off. I hope we didn't get any lights there. This is going to take a while, so I want to thank everybody. Get in here, Randy, Rob, Mark. Everybody wants to come by.
All these guys
everybody you've seen on the show again. Thank you, Sharif, for all this.
Of course.
On a daily basis. Randy, Mark, Rob.
Guys.
Bring them over. Just bring them over, line them up, and I'll just pour this out because it's taking too long. Everybody, thank you so much to everybody out there. Hopefully you have a drink with us. I don't know, how many do we need? How many more do we need?
Rob.
All right, Rob.
There we go.
And then
You
one
got
for
one?
you,
Mark.
Randy, Rob, Mark. And then we'll just do a cheers, and we'll get back to trading because hopefully Tesla's ripping, and then we can.
All
do
right,
that.
who else needs?
We all got one for now.
We all
got one for now.
All right, guys.
Cheers.
All right,
Salud.
Salute.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
To everybody.
Cheers,
do
guys.
this.
Thank you. Thank the audience.
Straight to the
Thank
head.
you. Thank you.
You guys as well.
Oh, that's so good.
That's cold. Wow.
That's really good. Thank
That
you
was
so
actually
much.
quite good.
Sharif, please work on round 2, and we're going to go back to the desk. And
Oh, you just downed it, eh?
I was like, forget it, man. To the head. We're going to go
Monday.
back and trade.
Tesla's testing back below, but well.
All right, let's go. Brian,
All right,
take it
back
over
to
for
the
2
desk.
minutes.
They will get back to where they're supposed to be, and we'll get back to the regularly scheduled programming. But thank you once again. It's been a ton of work, but it's been so much fun on a daily basis, providing you guys with a little bit of an insight, not only to what happens behind us out here on a professional training floor, but the information side of the show as well, bringing you that side of the content on a daily basis. So with that, here's to 500. Guys, back to you.
Damn you, Tesla. Damn you.
I was thinking it was testing back below, got to 251. Right back to 250.
Yeah, right back to 250 there. So
It could bounce. I'm looking for a bounce here. I mean, if it bounces off 250, you can make another move
We wanna
at
load
that
up?
top.
Yeah, do we wanna
Oh
go
my
again?
goodness, Disney. Like, I guess sometimes you should just,
Buy it.
no, like 98.99. Like, it's got a triple top on the daily. So you look at it. If it breaks out, great. But if it doesn't, you could have risked 3 cents to have already gotten the pullback trade. I don't know if I would take it. It's already made the move back, so you should have already scalped some out. If it goes back up there again, likely breaks. Tesla, here we are. It's now underneath that 250 level. I don't have a huge stop. I'm not giving it a wide area. I'm actually underneath 75s here. So if it bounces, I still think it's got a shot. I do not want to give up on this breakout trade just yet. But that is a pretty big pullback on Tesla.
Yeah. I mean, I was holding this for $1.50 more. So hopefully, we can sort of calm down and just watch how this trades right now. Obviously, it's breaking back lower there. We took another fill at 250, a little bit lower than 250 actually, 249.95. It just touched 254, 249.50 pretty much there and bounced off that. So that, whoopsies, that might be a good level to look out for there on Tesla. That's 248.50, so no, that's too low.
I like 49 even some.
Yeah, maybe get some out at 249 even if we miss that. 249.36. Yeah, 249 break lower I think is definitely a break of what we thought. So as you can see here, this is pretty much the cleanest move all day here. Like it's a big move to the downside. Uh-oh, here he is. You don't see Brendan often on this camera,
wow.
and you won't again. So there it is. See you, Brendan, on the 2-shot there. Wow, you really topped us up.
Now that's a healthy pour right there.
This is the kind of bartender you need, baby.
Well, now Tesla's got to hold this 250. Let's the liquid courage.
Yeah, I don't want to
for
put it
Tesla.
there. Like I want to keep
You know,
it
that's
on.
a-
I want to keep it on air so people can see it.
that's a
but
bad place to-
At
I'm
the same
putting
time,
it,
I'll
like, here.
I'll definitely be elbowing that down. Okay, so 249.
You don't want to spill champagne. Spilling water is not the end of the world, but
Yeah.
you don't want.
I mean, this is not the club, back in your days, where you're popping champagne everywhere and stuff
only
like that,
at
so.
the Bachelor.
All right, 249.56. I just put another bid at 249.50 because that's sort of where I was talking to myself. I think it was 56 was the bottom right there. So we took another reload, but that was just at 250 when it dropped back down. Nothing until 249. I feel like if we do break 249, then we should probably get out of some of this and then not all of it, probably about half on
Something
a
you're in didn't dip at all, by the way.
249 break. Sofi back to day's high.
Yeah, I was going to say, like
Intel doing
it didn't
good.
dip at all so far.
AMD up to 129 and change.
I don't know. Meta's
all good, baby.
Meta's still in the money, but I don't want to. I want to look for the reload at 70. Like it's a breakout from 270. So that's where I think you want to reload it. Probably a little bit greedy on that one. Should have had the trail out in there, but who cares? Quite frankly, you got to prove to me that we're failing this break. In 6 minutes, we actually get the early look on the imbalances. Is a healthy pullback. What's Apple doing here? Oh, I have those crazy wicks. Apple. Yeah, Apple's starting to give it back. Apple's levels, 182.25. If it dips back in there, that's where I look for support. That was previous resistance on Apple. I still have my Rivian short, which somehow, this is probably an ad. If the market's going to flush, this went right up to the previous level, did not break. Rivian might be an add to the short situation here. So it doesn't really break that bottom channel that it just broke. Now it's consolidating right back at 14 even. Okay, if the market does flush from here, I mean, I already liked Rivian. I probably just like it a little bit more to be able to add some shares here at 14 even. I'm still only giving it that local high, which is like 08 up there. So we're adding to Rivian to the south side. NVIDIA, a little too strong for me to short that one. Probably putting Carvana on the back burner, at least for now. So still in Meta. Meta making a bit of a bounce here. Okay, it's not 270, but if it wants to be 270.40 or 270.50, maybe that's where I have to have it.
Yeah, we did not get the reload there in Tesla, so I'm going to put that bid right now. I just realized I said I'd get one at 56. No, I have a bid at 56. Okay, so hopefully Tesla does come down and give us that reload right now. I don't know. The market is pulling off of 15,000. I mean, could you believe the NASDAQ got to 15,000? Like what? Like 14,978.
Oh, Tesla's there.
Like unbelievable. Yeah, Tesla's there, but I did. Oh, I got the reload there. Actually, I did. Okay, good. Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't get that reload yet. 249.56. Keeps bouncing off my price. I'm literally bidding it, so hopefully we get it.
You got to bid 57.
Yeah, hopefully.
Heinz.
Yeah, well, there is no other kinds, as you know, for that one. So I'm still going to bid that same price just out of principle now because we just did that. Normally, I would move it up a little bit, but I'm going to say that 56 are there. Good year, 56. We'll see if that can come out when this happens.
What happened in 56?
I have zero idea. I'm just going to try to say that. I don't know.
56 only means something to me as a baseball fan because of Joe DiMaggio. That's the only...
The game, the streak?
Yeah, the streak, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, okay, so that's good. That's a nice number.
There's a record that'll never go.
All right, so, almost getting touched out there. So we're going to get out some at 249 if it breaks lower, right? So we're going to do that right now. Honestly, man, if I don't get this 56, it's not going to be nice. So, oh, shoot, I just pulled it. All right, well, there it goes. Now we got a 30 bid in there. Whoa, we got a lot of fills
there. It was a big buyer at
What
30.
happened to Tesla there? It just quad-dunked pretty decently right there, back down in. So we actually got a little bit more long than we thought there. We got our bid actually filled at 30 there as well. So a nice little quad-dunk move there. Like, look what happens. I told you we pulled our 56, and what? That's what happened. And I only had 400,000. No, I didn't have anything like that. Okay, so now Tesla's come back in. Why is this? The NASDAQ made a move down, so here comes Tesla. Unfortunately, it looks like we'll go red on the stock if it breaks 249. I mean, now we have more shares because we got that flush down there. We did have a nice trade. We'll wait on that comment about going red. We'll see what our net settles out at. But right now, that is a nice little flush down. We just got hella more shares longer in there on the downside. So we'll turn our frown upside down if this goes back up. But that was quite a big flush, and I don't know about you, Neil, but when things flush like that, seems to be either the buyers are gone or some kind of a seller beat somebody out there. So let's see if the buyers can come back. So right now we go. Now we're back flat on the trade. So hopefully Tesla can come back into the 60s, 70s, and then get us a couple outs up here.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting at 249 even, probably way too tight to even to get a fill there. But it did hold at 49 even, so it's still pretty valid. I did get the Meta reload, but I do want back into Tesla. If this is a sort of like a wipeout to go higher, there's still 30 minutes till the close, 20 minutes till imbalances. There's room for it to make a run, and the fact that you relieve some pressure, I think, can get you back to the high of the day. By the way, Bears versus Bulls did create a poll. Oh, sorry, not a poll, the wager. So if you are a subscriber, then you can be in the chat. And if you are in the chat, then you can wager your chat points on whether or not Tesla will close. I think it's above or below 250. So you can probably guess. I haven't made my wager because, quite frankly, I want to actually trade Tesla and Meta here. But I do kind of like the idea of above.
What about we didn't?
No, we didn't get.
I called everybody up, but we didn't get Obi or Max or any of those guys.
I think maybe the traders are looking at things like the Tesla 250.
Yeah, they're trading. Okay,
it's 30 minutes to the close, right? So I mean, some of the guys probably didn't want to get up.
I'll try to get as many people up here as possible. So glad to have Obi, Max. Shout out to everybody that's ever helped us, man.
Yeah,
Prad is not. I mean, Prad is back tomorrow.
He went to the sauna. He legitimately. We weren't making that up. He did go.
Yeah. He's probably gonna have to stop doing that. Prad is back, baby.
Probably.
So yes.
There's the bounce.
So yeah, Prad's gonna be hosting the midday show with Sharif and Max. So it's gonna be Max the first hour, Prad the second hour, and a few things in between there, and then of course Sharif 24/7 on the midday.
24/7
on the midday. Just every day.
Yeah, but
not 7 days.
24/5.
24/5. Yeah, I guess like Robin Hood.
Well, it's also not 20. Yeah, Robin Hood.
Yeah. I mean, I hope most people understand that the market doesn't trade on the weekend, but
I'd hope so.
Yeah. So
yet.
Yet, yes. I hope it never does, actually.
Neither do
then,
I.
I'll
Neither do
be too obsessed with it, so let's not do that. Okay, so
Let's
a couple
go.
good trades right now. Let's go like that because there it is, man. Tesla. You know, I talked about being negative on the stock, but obviously it just bumped right back up there. So we get a good fill, man. We get a fill at 80. So a couple fills down there, one at 41. Because I pulled my 56. The thing tanked immediately. We got a 41, and I forgot we had a 30 bid. So we actually get a 30 bid, which is fine. And that was going to all come out if we, not all of it, but some of it, half of it was going to come out if we broke 49. That did not happen. So then we take the opportunity to get a piece out at 57 or so, and then a piece out at 80. And hopefully we still get that run up to 250 right now on Tesla. We'll be able to watch that. Good outs for me on AMD, but we're still right at the same price of 129. Could have been better, but of course we were popping bottles up there at 129.30. So that was really fun as well. And then here is the banger really today, Sofi. No matter what stock you're trading, you probably missed out on Sofi unless you had it early. Bounced around a little bit, then it pulled back. So I feel like we're long on the two trades unless you had it pre-market or early. For sure, we waited for it to dump back. I feel pretty good about that out at 80, that in at 80, then we got it again at 80, and now SoFi's right back to day's high. Looking to take a piece out. Okay, here comes Tesla. We making our day, baby. Hopefully this can come back into the 80s one more time. There it is. We get a 93 out. Now we moon Tesla, and we'll be much happier than what we were 5 minutes ago. Tesla, hopefully rocketing up now. We're loaded on this trade, so hopefully it can come up back up to the upside.
Yes, sir. We'll rock this one. I'm going to hit the baseball one because it was just trivia that was way too easy in the chat for me. I'll get to that in a second, but we did reload Meta. Bounces off, not 270, ends up bouncing 270.30. I grabbed the curl. It just got to 271. We'll take some out there. Also grabbing Tesla. It made the wick bottom. I did trail out here under 50, only to get back in at 49.50. It's back to the 50 level. This market seems to want to go higher. The early look on, oh, wait a minute. The early look on the imbalances is 837 million to the buy side. And someone just asked, it was a trivia question in the chat. What is the next longest hit streak after Pete Rose? After Joe DiMaggio, it was Pete Rose. And then number 3 is actually Paul Molitor, former Blue Jay. He didn't do it while he was on the Jays, but Paul Molitor, shout out to him. So Tesla long working, Meta working. I mean, any long is probably looking good. Heck, even NVIDIA's back and churning to the upside on NVIDIA. Wow, NVIDIA just ran $2 in the last 5 minutes, so that's looking strong. What the heck is Google doing then? So Google was one of the stronger names here. It just bounced off 123.30. Not really showing as much pep in its step right now. PanW apparently looking strong. It would not surprise me. I mean, Palo Alto, a day where the NASDAQ is giving you a 1.5. PanW, I would suspect, should be having a good day. It's at the high of the day. Yeah, not crossing that 230 just yet, but quite frankly, 4% is 4%. Oh, come on, daily chart. Don't do that. Don't be like that. Yeah, 230, that was last week's sort of resistance Hwadunk level. Not really a Hwadunk, but just a rejection of 230. That will be a big one if it can chew through that. Hey, even Rivian doesn't seem to want to go. So I have one bet short, and it's going to be Rivian, and it's the third time I've been short today. And effectively, I can't really say it's 1 for 2 because it was a mixed bag on the second time. Remains to be seen with the third short. And yes, we have Oracle aftermarket, Monty Keela. I don't know what time Oracle normally reports aftermarket. We don't usually, it's not a name that you're that concerned with, but they are having an absolute day. Almost 7% to the upside, one of the strongest names out there in front of those earnings. Sometimes that can be a little bit dangerous. Oh, no way, I did get that CRM. There we go. So Oracle, high day, up 7%, but I just got my little dip buy in CRM. Giving it to 212.50. I don't want to give it to the low of the day. I'm just giving it to that higher low. If it can hold that, 50 cents worth of risk to see if we can make a run going into the close here. CRM had the event. They told you what was up at 8:30. Nothing new. And they sold. I mean, it sold off the second the event started. Didn't even wait for anything to be released. Like basically 1 o'clock hit, the event started, and they started dumping the stock.
Right.
Now looking for a bit of a bid here.
All right. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was one name that I talked about on NVIDIA when NVIDIA had their sort of AI day. And one thing that caught my attention was Adobe. And so I'm long Adobe down here. I'm $130 in the money. I'm long at 340. It's up to 475 right now. So Adobe, absolutely. I felt like this was one of the biggest winners. My wife used Canva and stuff like that, and she loves the AI there. And I was like, can't be probably as good as Adobe. So Adobe, they talked about that on their AI day. They showed examples of Adobe and everything. There's the break, 340 up to 475. One of the biggest winners of the AI craze. And again, today, making brand new 52 weeks high. Another name that I gave you before. And again, I'm long all these names, but they're not like huge positions. They're just in a long-term account, and I actually wasn't even able to buy more into this. We're actually long Uber off their earnings. So we're actually long Uber down here in the 30s. So it was down into here. It's like 30 and change. We actually got it earnings day. Normally we don't do that. I felt like the risk to reward was pretty good. So when Uber popped up, Uber right now kicking ass and taking names as well. I do own Boeing, but that's at another 52-week high. But I don't think I'm really in the money on this trade. I'm the double check Boeing. Was buying that for a while. I know I own Sofi. That's another 52-week winner, but I'm definitely not in the money on Sofi. CCL, TSM, and Shopify, which we talked about with Danielle Shea.
TSM's having a day.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, anything in the chip space has been. I mean, those 52-week highs just a matter of what day. Are you looking at it? So Shopify, again, what a monster today, just similar to what you were just, what did you just say was up 7%? Oracle, so is Shopify. So Shopify also having a great day down here near some them bottoms. All right, look, it's 335. Brendo, what's that number at? 837 to buy into the closing trade today. So, hey, I'm hands off right now. I don't know what your plan of action is on Tesla right now, but we still got a lot of shares. We're holding this, and we're waiting for I think 251, 250.50. I mean, I just want this to win, honestly. It's not, we're trying to do some DJ Khaled stuff here, and all he does is win, apparently. So we'll wait to see this. 250.43. We'll see if we can get $1 on this. May not. If it drops through 249, then that's the line in the sand for me. We'll get out at 75% of the trade, or 50%. Now everything's changed because I've gotten a couple more out. So hopefully this can come up. We'll take a piece, and then after 250.50, then we just wait for Moon. When Moon? Hopefully soon. Kind of rhymes. We'll go on that one coming up. Wow, you want to talk about something mooning? There's AMD right back to day's high at $1.70 right now in the money. So shout out to that, because that is another one right now in the money. See, here comes, I don't know. What is your thing on Tesla? Because I still have a lot of shares here. I don't know.
It's just chilling out at 250. I think the scalp trade's off of like 4. Long in front of 249 is okay, but the higher low is around that 249.50. It was basically a dump off when it rejected 251, and the real liquidity was at the 249.50 level. So if it can hold that, I think it's pretty good. As to putting new trades on with this late in the day, I'll stick with what I got. I mean, I got what I hope is a bottom on CRM, but the first time wasn't one, and I got out for a loser. Meta looks pretty solid, and Tesla looks good, but it's Nvidia. I mean, if you're anyone that's looking at like. Okay, so like any of these longs that have been good this afternoon, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that NVIDIA is the one right now. Like NVIDIA is absolutely going ham. I just looked at it. It was at 92.5. Now it's at 94.5. This is a little bit nuts to go into the end of the day on NVIDIA. Popping the 15-minute chart up for you guys. You can see we got to 396 on Friday. I know Max and I were both a little peeved at ourselves for not giving it a chance to retrace back in, and we liked the short at 95, 96, and just didn't really give it a chance on the way back in. So if it gets to 96, that was resistance before. This could be a situation where you get to 350 when the imbalances come out, and then maybe you get a bit of a turn off of that big level. I don't necessarily want to stand in front of a freight train, not with this little time left. I'd rather the longs get us back to the high of the day. We're at 1.5%. It's not crazy that when you just trap some shorts in here with that last little red candle, this is a 15-minute chart, you trap some shorts in there, you could run back to the high of the day. And if you do, I'd rather let the longs work than try to hunt for a short there.
Just had a little refresh there.
Just keep it nice and fresh. It's still chill.
It's still chill.
Still delicious.
Still delicious.
This is the exact champagne that in Montreal that we had.
Oh yeah, the Veuve. Yeah, we had that at 100,000 as well. So
yes, this is the one.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to my brother because the club didn't have it, and then he told the guy, "No, you're gonna go get it," and then proceeded to very classically pour it down my throat, which
and
led
then
to,
I was.
led to bad things.
And then I had to take care of our friend that got roofied, apparently.
You did, and you know what? And shout out to you guys for doing so, because dudes can get roofied too, apparently. So our buddy found out. It was an interesting evening, let's just say.
I don't think he got roofied, but okay.
I tend to believe it based on the way
Yeah, I'm not questioning him. I'm just saying maybe ate something bad. I have no idea. Roofied.
it lasted too
Like
long.
a dude roofied another dude. I don't know. I'm not.
Why can't it happen?
Yeah.
I'm
well,
just,
maybe. All right. So, yeah, I'll hold back comment. Tesla. So I just put another offer at 250. Honestly, it just bounced off. Like I said, man, we have shares. So if it can go, I still do think there is another possible for a moonshot here into the close. So I do agree with that. The only thing is you know what we're staring at right now, guys? I mean, we're staring at right here, 15,000 on the NASDAQ. And if you just go back here, let's forget about a 30-minute chart. Let's go to a daily chart here on the NQs. This will load up. This is e-signal right here. So if you just go back to some of the highs that we've already seen, let's go to a weekly chart, actually. We can get even back further than this. Look, we all know 16.6 is it? Yeah, so right there. So 16.6, we're never going to forget that as the high right there. But you're not, considering everything that's happening in the market right now, you're not too far away from all-time highs again in the NASDAQ. Like, you're actually very close to it. So if Jerome can come through, what's happening right now? The market's just coming down a little bit right now into 249. Maybe it's just Tesla. Yeah, it's just Tesla right now. Market seems to be pretty healthy up here. But what did it just do? Just bounced again off the high of the day. So maybe we don't want to test that 15,000 here today. But I don't know, a little bit panicky now because we didn't take the profit we should have on Tesla. Still fine. We're still up on it, but should have taken some profits there. So right now we have these top wicks, 15,228. So we'll look out for 15,200. So when Powell comes, we have a very important CPI number tomorrow. We've talked about that. So
PPI Wednesday.
Yeah, so all these numbers are going to come into play. We're well off of the 200. We're well upside. We talked to Danielle Shea. She likes the long. She likes to set up in the market right now. I think we see 16,000. So we'll wait to see what happens soon on that one. So that'd be a jam. We've got to see 16,000 at some point. I don't know.
100. We
talked about Tesla taking out 220 last week. Or 200 last week, and now it's 250. So, as these stocks get a little bit excited, we are also in quite a big AI boom right now. So,
a little bit.
Hopefully, that can continue tomorrow with AMD, continue with CRM and things like that. Let's just check out what CRM's doing. A
couple of things. I actually just took some CRM out.
Did you? Okay.
So I reloaded Tesla because, again, Tesla bounces off 294. So each time it bounces off 94, I've been getting in when it breaks the 50 to the upside. It's not getting to 294. So, the fact that it's holding above, I'm entering at 50s.
No, you're missing what you're saying.
Oh, 250. Well, 249. 249.50.
I'm like, dog, let's get to 294.
If it goes to 294, we're doing more than champagne.
Let's
we'll
do
something
this.
else if it gets to 294. But yeah, so
Imagine
in 249.50, and then every time it gets to 50, scalps them out. And then CRM was the other one. CRM bouncing off the lows, grabbed some at 30, then held to 1250, which we talked about that higher low, back to 13, back to 13.5. I'm looking for 14 out. We got 7 minutes till the imbalances. I am still in Rivian, but my attitude toward this is, okay, at least it's not going up when you're short the stock, but it's also not going down either. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes here, then I just got to start getting out of Rivian. The longs have been good. But unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, because the fact that it's holding steady is a good sign. The market's just way too strong. Meta's still holding 271, so that's still working to the upside. Meta, CRM, Tesla for me. I do have a short on, but at this point, I'm not really expecting that that's going to be a home run. The market, 14.8 and about to break tops, Brendo.
There was a volume spike, guys, on this one. ZipRecruiter was initially downside. We're right back up, though. Twitter is said to be working on a feature that will let verified organizations post job listings as well.
On that, they had a pretty good day.
That exists still? Wasn't there?
But look at the chart today.
I've never. The only jobs I've ever applied for was when I was in university. I worked some summer jobs, and then I just came right here, and have been here now for 21 years. And I remember when I was recruiting or we were hiring people for our trading floor and whatnot, it was Workopolis. But I think that got bought out by somebody.
Yeah.
Because I don't hear Workopolis anymore. Probably ZipRecruiter. So ZipRecruiter, good little levels there, obviously.
I can't get over the breakout that this thing had at noon. That's nuts. That's trading the upside. That's wow. Okay.
$16.
Like 16.30, well, it's a 40 break on a straight dollar move to the upside. But you know what? The volume is 800,000 shares, so that's part of it. Like part of the reason it goes like that is because there's a low volume and not a lot standing in the way of it. So a lot of trades that end up looking really, really good on the chart has a little something to do with the fact that liquidity is sparse. Ooh, I missed my 250 exit there. At least scalp exit on Tesla. It got, that was way too greedy.
We got like 93.
Yeah, that was a good fill. I think I was at 95, which is way too greedy. So if it bounces anywhere close to that again, I got to try to take something out here. The market is 5 minutes away from the imbalances, 15 from the close. We still have an 837 million buy imbalance. Overall, remember that's just an estimate. Doesn't mean the market has to go up. M. Kelsey said Carvana got roofied. I guess that means CVNA did not break the high of the day.
Did it get really roofied, or did it get roofied like our friend got?
That's
roofied?
not okay. CVNA is at 21.17. Where is the candle that would indicate to me? Like if this halts to the downside, down $1.50 or $2, then you can make that analogy. I mean, come on. This is a pretty. That's actually it's up 11% and holding a higher low. Now give some. Oh, congratulations. If you sniffed out the long here to like, where are you wrong on the long? Like you could add, like I had a misstep in there, probably not taking it at VWAP at the wrong spot, but it's not like you lose on the trade. Like the longs are working today on Carvana, unless you're long at the high. I mean, if you're long up here, forget it. But 22 break tomorrow could be big. Ooh, Nvidia. Oh goodness. Yeah. So what goes up must come down. Look at Nvidia at 395. It just doesn't want 396. So. NVIDIA, there's that curl, and I just said that I wouldn't short it if it got up there. So here's what it is. It's a good level, but NVIDIA does not want to carry through. 4 minutes till imbalances. I feel like I'm just chilling with these four names, and one of them, I mean, if I have to take 5 cents on Rivian, that's just, so be it. That's all it's doing.
So you guys remember in the morning there, we showed you the market on open orders, and they were all pretty much buys. And look at the market since. I mean, we did have some very congested open. I mean, we basically for 2 hours we didn't do anything, but then something happened, like I don't know, around 11 o'clock, where the market just took off and really hasn't looked back. I mean, you've had some dip buy opportunities to the 50 period, but other than that, man, there's been really no holds barred to the upside right now. Just continuing to make higher lows, you know, as you go up. Like just keeps on going. So nice movement there. Boom, right there. Boom. There's the new low. I guess there's the new low. Maybe there, and now again we just wick down and now starting to head back up again. So we just keep on respecting all this. So here we go, man. I just put an out for AMD. I just looked at this. My risk down here was 50. So we had like, what are we long at? 17 cents of risk. We're in the money at $1.40. But again, we're out. We only have 10% left. Let's hope that this can continue to climb. If not, we're definitely getting out on a 75 break right now. We've already talked sort of Tesla to death, but I don't mind talking about it again. It's just, it's not really moving, right? So Tesla, we sort of got to wait for that trade to happen. So as I talk about it, this is Tesla. There's the out that we talked. Maybe I think we did get a 93 there, or 92 something. So good outs there on Tesla as it came back upside after that one fill. You could have just got it again down there at 17s, but we already have enough shares. So we'll wait to see if 249 can come through. Remember, the one thing that Neil and I have to adhere to is we have to be flat at the end of every day. So as these imbalances come through, it's 700 million now to buy. So I never really want to be in trades heading into the imbalance. But unfortunately for Tesla, I feel like I have to be. If this flushes down on a sell imbalance, then I'm just going to get out. Will trigger, hopefully, and get me out at 249. We'll try to hold a small piece, but we're going to get a 75%. I just switched it over to. So hopefully we get a 75% if that does flip over. SoFi's at the high of the day, but it just faded it. Again, oops, that's still Tesla. Hold on a second. Stick with me. There's SoFi right here. It just hit high of the day easily, 930. Took it out. Now we're right back here. Break of 915. Let's just get out of SoFi right now. No, let's just wait, actually. Who cares? 914, because we're pretty close to it. We just put in our stop order right there. 914 for SoFi. Hopefully, we'll be able to get out of that if it does break into this mock. So That's what that is. We only have now, Neil, a minute and a half.
Yeah, not a lot of time left.
Until that, just double checking my stop orders, and I had to go like this because I had to move my head away from my champagne glass. We want to thank everybody for subscribing as well. We only have 1,000 likes right now. Let's get that number going a little bit as well. Over 4,500 people watching. If everyone could hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated.
That way, Kat's happy. She's been working hard. She was unable to partake. She couldn't have any of the champagne. I'm like, what's going on here?
There's the Cristal right there.
I don't know if it's Crystal. Well, it's not Crystal.
Neil, it's Crystal, trust me, okay? Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
You said Cristal.
Oh, the drink.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I know the glass. Yeah.
This is probably not Crystal, though.
No,
I was trying
mean,
to say that it was.
I'm surprised that we actually even
I thought you were calling me out on this.
No, it's because you said Cristal, and I'm like,
Right,
oh, we're
my
drinking
bad.
Veuve. So
My bad. That's my bad.
get it right.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
should have like a Veuve. I mean, if
We
you wanna
have the
get
other one
sponsored
at
by Veuve.
100,000. We actually had the other
We
one.
had something
No,
different.
I can't have any more because oh, it's done. I thought this
It's
guy
almost
was.
done.
Oh no, there's still some Prad. Where's Prad at? Yeah, here you go.
Imbalances in
You want
15 seconds.
The thing is, I got to go to my. Here you go.
What do you have tonight?
I have the concert.
Oh,
So I have to-
no, you were saying it's
I have
yeah,
to
yeah,
literally
yeah.
hop in the car.
Yeah,
the
no,
concert's
yeah, you
at
have a
5
concert.
o'clock at the school. My
that's
mom's
legit.
coming and everything. It's a big deal for my kids. So here it is. The imbalances are now out. I don't know. I don't have them up yet because I just passed the bottle to Brad. But now I do. AT&T. No NASDAQ ones yet. Hopefully that'll load up there once the NASDAQ. There. Apple bid right there. So a nice little buy by Apple coming through. Look at this stock starting to head to the upside as well. Microsoft, Amazon, there's the buy. There's the buy for Google as this market looks to take out highs again.
Let's go.
Let's go Tesla back up to the upside. Doesn't look like it wants to go, but hopefully it will. Maybe we take one more out up here, and then we'll just hold for that dream and see if we do take it out eventually through 251. But for right now, it doesn't look like Tesla really wants to go. AMD, not really doing anything. I think we just clean out of all these, man.
Yeah, nothing burger on the imbalances. Slightly upside. It's did we get the update at 350? I haven't seen it yet. No, it's yet.
I'm out of AMD.
2.9 billion to the buy side. Okay, I mean that's not bad.
It's not nothing.
But I mean Tesla just got back up and rejected 250 again, so I took another out there. I'm not sure it holds up.
Why is there still some left? I was
There's
giving it
still
to
a lot
everybody
left,
to drink
apparently.
it.
I'm still in 3 names, but I've been getting out of them kind of solidly here. CRM just wicked above 213.5. I'm going to trail this back to 213 even. No need to give it back to the low of the day, and a very similar thing that I will do with Meta as well. So just don't want to give it all back. Kind of tricky to catch a bottom CRM. Won't be able to get green on CRM unless it, I have to make a pretty big move for that to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Tesla, we already talked about that. Not going to reload it. If it cannot hold on to the bottom, we get out. Same thing here on Meta. Just rejected the lower high. I feel like Meta kind of giving up the ghost here. 2.9 billion, you'd think you'd make a run at the high of the day. So you want to give these a chance. But still, 8 minutes and we have to be flat. You can want the market to go up, it could gap up overnight, but for us as day traders, you got to be able to get out somewhere. And a lot of the names I'm seeing are stalling out here. I'm kind of wondering why we're holding the highs if everything I'm looking at is kind of pulling back here, at least a little bit. Nvidia's pulled back $2.50. Apple, if it doesn't have crazy wick. So Apple's at the high of the day. That's why we're so strong. I mean, Apple is literally at the high of the day.
I love that stock.
When so many names are. Yeah, that's the thing about Apple. It just has this way of carrying. Everybody just puts it on its back, and when Atlas shrugs, then you know what happens to the market.
Yeah, Apple's the best. Atlas shrugs. Okay.
I just throw that one in there.
Oh man.
Don't
All right, we did not wait to get. What was that? What just happened?
Tesla
right there?
broke 49.
Oh, Tesla broke. Okay, so what I was going to say is we actually, so we have a very small piece because it's just a percentage out there. But what I want to say is before Neil was talking, you could see my out there at 30. So we actually got a piece out at 30 because when the imbalances turned and they started going to the downside, it was a big buy. Nothing gave us that. So unfortunately, the 250 was exciting when we had it the first place, but not that exciting after that. So for right now, not much happening at all with this Tesla trade. So now we're just very, very light in it. I don't know, man. Unfortunately, we did get some out at 30. I was hoping for a break, so obviously you're hearing the disappointment in my voice right now. Was expecting a little bit more than that on that play. We did not wait for AMD to break 80, so we just get out on a 129 fill. So that's the out right there on AMD. So that's a good trade because we're long. That's about $1.50 in the money there, so we'll take that out. Tesla, Well, I was going to leave it. Oh, there's SoFi. I was going to say, what's going on with SoFi? We also can cancel that stop order because we just took it out. That's a good trade, man. SoFi today was a great one. We'll try to look at some more of those.
The smaller cap, I don't want to say small cap,
Well,
but
that's right.
SoFi on Friday was a great break. Neo has had multiple good breaks. I mean, Palantir was questionable, but how many good breaks has Palantir had? It was due. So there's been a lot of these small cap names. CCL today gave you breakouts. I feel like when we get these under $20 names that set up for consolidations, they're just so clean sometimes off the even dollar level. Intel off 32, Carvana. I know everyone likes the big cap, but there's been these mid-tier names which have been giving you great trades at the open. I would almost say that they've been better at 9:30 than taking breakouts on big cap. But by the way, Disney 93 break, it happened. It's holding. So Disney did break 93. Only 20 cents, but hey, I mean, it's the end of the day. Like, how much are you expecting it to go? But it is clean. It is through resistance. And the next stop, I mean, I'm not saying it gets there, but if you look at the daily chart, the 50 period's at 96, and that was previous support. So $3 away from here, Disney should be on our radars for tomorrow. I only have Meta and CRM left after Tesla just stopped me out. And, of course, after stopping out underneath 249, Tesla then proceeded to hold at 249. So I got stopped out. Actually, I had an accidental short that I had to punch out of.
I mean, it's at 249 flat.
Yeah, it's not really doing much. Meta's about to break down, so you know what? I'm probably just going to get out break even. I'm not even going to wait for it. Forget about it. I'm just punching out. Like, why even wait the extra 10 cents when it's doing this to you? Let's just get out. Break even on Meta for our re-entry. We had the 70 break. We had the 50 reload, and now it's just down to CRM.
All right, so we're going to hold. We're holding a little bit of Tesla here. See if we can get a 250 print one more time. So we'll wait one time, see if we can get that. We just got out of Intel as well. And again, that was a pretty good trade for us all day. Intel there, Intel here. Nice out. Pretty much where we wanted it, man. I mean, we just took it 6 or 5 out. We were waiting for 12s or 13s, but that didn't hit. So, well, it did hit, but we were waiting for that high when it hit. So getting out there. What else to talk about? Okay, here comes Tesla. Come on, Tesla. We're waiting at 90 again. So hopefully it can come up into the 90s and get us out there. Neil and I do have to be flat at the end of every day. So if that makes any sense to you why we're getting out, that's why. We're trading on a prop floor here with Day Trade the World. Make sure you join Day Trade the Office, World Office today, daytradetheworld.com for that. So that's what's going on right now. Other than that, not much, man. It's been a good day for us, I feel like, anyways. A couple bad trades early. We had an AMD break early that didn't work out for us. We'll watch out for some breaks. And then the only other trade, so that was a losing trade. And the only other real losing trade that we had was this Palantir take right there on the same exact move. Both double broke to top. We got into both of them. Managed Palantir much better because that was like a 10-cent hit. But AMD did fall down. We wound up taking like $1 and change on pretty much a good load of shares there when it broke, only to watch AMD again the rest of the day just continue to climb. So we got a little bit of revenge back there, so that was okay, but still red on that name. And then after that, man, everything's been pretty gravy, since then. So all good. We just wait out for Tesla. Of course, Tesla's at 69er. Let's see if it gets going here through. We can just take this out. There's only 3 minutes left. We just made 75 cents back up. We did get out of 75% of it at 249 flat. So quite lucky for this to come right back into the 80s. And I feel like we just take it out now. That's Tesla back into the 80s. Well, we still have 3 minutes left. Maybe we moon. Maybe we go to 250.50.
It could.
Let's put an order to 250.50 just in case. We'll sit there and watch.
I'm just getting out on CRM. There is a refresher at 213.50 on CRM. So when I say a refresher, it's 100 shares or maybe even less than that sometimes, or maybe slightly more. Every time it breaks the level, it rejects, and then you have like 100 shares show up back on the offer. It just doesn't seem to want to get past 213.50. They had their event today, the AI event, a bit of a nothing burger to sell the news. Was able to catch a bit of a bottom there. I did have more shares the first time through when we stopped out, and then grabbed it the second time. Not a huge run, only 50 cents from first entry, $1 from second entry, and that's about it. But I'm done for the day. 2 minutes to go. We did get there. So we got the 1.1. Katrina will be happy. She'll get to ring the bell today, and it's been a fun one. We got to pop a little bubbly, have a few drinks on the show, celebrate with you guys, and thank you always for coming out and watching the show. It's going to be a big week. Look, we're going to get CPI tomorrow morning. We get the Fed on Wednesday. We get PPI on Wednesday. We got Oracle tonight for earnings. And you already know the moves that are happening. China's ADRs are moving. Chinese EV names are moving. Tesla's moving. You got the chips that were ridiculous. I mean, come on. Like Apple could still see that 185 high
It's going to be
tomorrow.
new all-time close.
Yeah, I forget
be.
that price. It was
Right
180.
now.
Is it already? Because 183. What was that all-time close again?
Well, did it change? No. The all-time close is only like 181 or something.
Oh, so we've already done that.
Unless we did it on Thursday or Friday. I'll have to check the chart.
No, because we got to. No, it was yesterday. Because
yeah, we did.
No,
good.
on Friday. What did we close at Friday? We might not have.
That's probably the
180.96. I think we actually closed underneath on Friday.
Come on, test.
Either way.
Either way, I think this is close enough.
Yeah, 185 was the.
The point is, it's going to be hot fire tomorrow.
We got to 185 on Apple. If we see that level, it's going to be monstrous tomorrow, 185. But it never closed up there. So less than a minute to go. Cat's going to be on the bell. Nvidia is already back to 395. Wow, that stock's absurd.
Yeah, we just got out of 70s on Tesla. I was going to wait for that, but I actually tried to throw out a market on close order, but I guess Tesla must have flipped, so I couldn't be a part of the market on close order. You can only go with it. You can only go against it, not with it. So I feel like must have flipped over to a sell. A lot of these big names flipped over to sell. AMD, Google, Microsoft. So probably Tesla did as well. We just got it out at 75. With only a little bit of time left. I have no more trades on, no more nothing to end the day. There she is. We missed her early. We got her late. It's Miss Cat right now. She can see the bells. It's only 5 seconds ago. Tesla's going to close at 249.80 or so. 2 and 1. Thank you, Kat. So there it is. We have now closed. We're not going to spoil it for you, but wow, what a big bump up there at the end of the day on the NASDAQ. It just hit 1.7%. So, huge. Wow, alert, alert, alert. I don't want to take Brendo's gig here, because he's going to tell us where we closed at and everything like that. Tesla, though, closing at 249.75, it looks like. So that's a good one. We'll see 250 tomorrow, man. I mean, if you're, it's going to be a good one here into the close as we'll wait for Oracle, and hopefully that'll continue to spark this NASDAQ rally. What a great day. Let's go over to Brennan and figure out what's up.
Yeah, highest close since March, it looks like, guys, for the NASDAQ there. Unbelievable. Nice move indeed. Right into the close, as you guys were saying. 1.76, 1.53 was all about tech all day long to the upside. 0.9 for the Russell. 1,000, the 2,000. Remember, was red initially because of some bank weakness. We did get back to the upside, though. 0.8, 0.5%, and 1% before inflation tomorrow.
I have an interesting
Don't
stat
worry about
here.
inflation. Well, we might be worried about it.
Despite what the market's been doing, this is Tesla's longest streak ever. 12 straight consecutive closing days higher than the previous.
Who has more consecutive closing days up, Tesla right now or SoFi?
Tesla.
Actually,
SoFi more than 12 days straight?
I'm not. It's been a bunch on SoFi. I don't know the answer to that question.
I don't know. We both guessed it.
I just know SoFi was.
Oh yeah. SoFi has a bunch of red candles in there, so on the daily.
Oh yeah, no, it's Tesla. It's Tesla. Yes.
Yeah, because Tesla. See, SoFi was even red there.
Yeah.
SoFi only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So okay, Brennan, anything Oracle yet or no?
Not yet. No, that's the only one, guys.
There it is. There it is. So I just saw it officially right now. Record high close for Apple, 183.79.
Congratulations!
Yeah, so shout out to anybody.
Own it, don't trade it.
I can call up Apple. Yeah, own it, don't trade it for sure. Never get out of Apple shares. Right there, 183 and change, back to all-time highs. All right, it's 4:02. Thank you so much. We celebrated today. I hope you did as well. We had the champagne going. Now empty, but you can reload. That's for sure.
Oh, you can always reload.
You can always reload that. Yeah, reload it, Neil.
No, I'm not doing that.
Right, there's not too much left.
Oh, there's a little bit.
There's a little bit left. Okay, thank you so much for today. It was definitely a blast, man. We had some big announcements. Pratt is back again. He's going to come back tomorrow.
Monday after the close as well.
Monday after the close, but back on the midday tomorrow, right, Brendo,
Tomorrow.
I believe?
Yeah,
so tomorrow, yes, we start up with that tomorrow. That should be great. Max, Prad, and Sharif trying to calm those two down. So those guys will be there. Sharif will be.
He'll try.
Sharif's the headliner, and then we got the undercards there with Prad and
like
Max.
that.
So that's going to be a good one coming through. Neil and I will be back tomorrow, barring something crazy happening. So for everybody here at Trader TV Live, thanks, Brendo. Thanks to all the guys behind us. Thanks to everybody that's helped us with 400, man. I'll just go with the people that are here now. Obi, thank you to Max. Obviously, thanks to Sharif. Mark, who just showed up. Fabian and everybody. Alfredo, that's been helping us. Kat, there behind us. Rob, who else? Pratt, obviously. Anybody?
Randy.
We forgot Randy. Sharif, we've already mentioned him. Obi, Parsa, Yannick, everybody that's helped us get to this level. And especially you guys out there as well. And then Bears versus Bulls, I think, has been our keyest acquisition. So shout out to Bears versus Bulls as well. Thank you so much to everybody there. But hey, for all of us here, that was pretty much all of us. So for all of us at Trader TV Live, I want to thank everybody for watching, and we will join you tomorrow. So for all of us, Brendan, Neil, I'm Sean. Check you on the flip side. Ciao.